It amazes the world. This time it's simple reading of a deal from a third-party aggregator. Amazing. That's from producer Joe.
I didn't struggle
He's the commissioner of our baseball.
Yeah, he's a hostile commissioner. Hostile. I didn't struggle at all with the reading of the contract. That's why I went there. That's why I called first saying, do you think I can extend this contract? And they said, sure. That's why I called, and that's why I went there, thinking I knew it was different than what the contract read. I thought for sure, though, they'll say, sure, we'll rent you a car for another day. That doesn't seem like that outrageous of a request, does it?
I understand why they wouldn't be able. For example, I only have a car, and I'll have to just get a different one through February, and that's because the rates go up substantially in March, I believe, because of spring break and a number of people coming down here during that time. So at that point, I will have to go back to my rental car company and get a different deal, and the rate will change.
I didn't care what the rate was.
But what I would imagine, what surprises me is that you couldn't just get a separate deal for one day, and then return that car if need be.
Start over with another contract the next day. They weren't interested in any of that.
Because I understand why Avis can't handle the Priceline deal. I get that, even though it's irritating. I understand it. I don't know why they couldn't have unless they just didn't have cars available for one night. I don't know. Plowhawk, I don't know the answer.
We drove by at least 1,000.
That was not an issue.
It looked like they've been parked there for weeks.
Having cars was not an issue.
Doug, I thought the Barnhart Brawler didn't listen to the show anymore. A company should always accept more money. That's from the Loomster. Do you know that the Barnhart Brawler doesn't listen? He clearly he's listening.
I don't know. I don't know or really care if he does. That's on him. Whatever he wants to listen to, have at it. I would think that if Avis is going to work with the Pricelines and the Expedias and all these other second-party internet companies, that they would try to work out some kind of an arrangement to take care of customers that want to increase a contract because it shines badly on them.
My thought, working in, I guess, fast food, which is somewhat customer service, they probably could have changed it, but it would have taken a lot of work, and then telling the customer it's non-changeable and just easier. I hate to say that, not saying that's true, but that could be the case. I feel like it should be simple paperwork that have to be done.
You would think that I'm not the first guy that's walked in and said, hey, can I extend my contract today? And that they would have some process in place to take someone else's money.
Didn't you have a problem last year with Katesi
Chattel? Oh, I had a huge issue.
But that was simply a language barrier.
Yes, this was a guy, I guess he was from India, and I got done with the entire contract, and he said, you must take Katesi Chattel. I said, I don't want it. I don't want it. I have insurance. I don't need the GPS. I don't need anything else. He said, oh, you must take Katesi Chattel. I said, I will not take Katesi Chattel. I'm not authorized to spend extra. I'm not taking Katesi. You must take Katesi Chattel. So then I went to the guy next to him and said, excuse me, Rajneesh, why do I need Katesi Chattel? Oh, you must take Katesi. I will not take it. And then he pointed to a sign, and he said, you must go there. And I looked at the sign and said, courtesy shuttle. I said, that's what you're saying. You got to take the courtesy shuttle. Okay, I got it. But he said Katesi Chattel. I didn't want to take a Katesi Chattel. I wanted to take a courtesy shuttle.
Guys,
I don't do well. When I get out of the Midwest, I don't do well.
Guys, we would like to congratulate Katesi Chattel on his promotion to president and CEO of Avis Rental. Thanks, that's from Kevin's brother, Jack Demo.
I argued with that guy for 10 minutes about not wanting anything to do with a Katesi Chattel. I had no idea what it was. Courtesy shuttle. All right, I'll get right on that. Sorry, but these are the stories of the trials and tribulations we endure in order to come down to Jupiter, Florida.
It ain't easy. It
isn't easy.
I mean, I remember when Mike Wallace went over to Tehran to talk with the Ayatollah. I think was that 79 or 80? And he had a whole thing with Avis, and also he shared a condo in Tehran with Ed Bradley and Morley Safer.
I'm sure they all did. I think if you got in an argument over there, it'd probably lop your head off.
But this is just another reason why this is the land of the free.
I think so. At least there were no injuries. But I worked till Saturday doing journalism. Oh, gosh, yes, I did. And I got home 11:15, got to sleep about midnight, up at 3 to get the plane that left at 5:30.
5:45, Doug.
Yeah. Well, at least I'll be able to sleep. At least I'll be out. No, 2-year-old right next to me. Right next to me, squawked and screeched for the entire time. The parents made no effort at all to appease this child.
I was sitting next to the dad, and it almost looked like
How many people were in this? How many people were in this row?
Well,
6.
it was yeah.
Good for you. You're getting on board.
Yeah. And at the end, this child, the mother is so tired of the kids squirming and screaming, she just takes the seatbelt off. She is in the aisle while we're landing. The plane is landing. And one of the flight attendants says, "Please put your child in the seatbelt. We are landing." And we were a minute or two away from touching down, and there's a 2-year-old walking the aisles of the plane.
So it was a 2-year-old who was screaming?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that a little older to be screaming?
Yeah, well, you can't ever tell, sometimes.
How old is your son now, Joe Roderick? 4?
4.5.
Yeah. Does he still scream on flights?
He's taken one, and he did not scream.
You can start to reason with someone who's 4.5. You can start to bribe them.
Oh, yeah. You give them a tablet and let them watch their shows.
This kid had a tablet.
Yeah,
this 2-year-old was playing video games on the
That
tablet.
was the youngest kid I've ever heard say iPad.
Yeah.
She said
Playing the
iPad. Give me an iPad.
Oh, was she on the fan
all the
page?
kids know what that stuff is now.
She's going to be a handful. She's going to be a real snootful this one.
Doug, Priceline is in the business of saving you money, whether you like it or not. Thanks.
Yes, boy, they let me have it yesterday.
KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. Your home for the morning after and TMA all day. Stream us live at youtube.com/TMASTL and at TMASTL.com.
.com/STL. Doug, are you watching us on YouTube?
Right now, no. I can't see it anywhere.
Who's handling the cameras? I just went to it.
What's happened now?
Oh, yeah, I got you, Don.
You can see my tramp stamp.
Oh.
And then there's a microphone arm.
Look at how close
There's no
Tim's
Iggy.
camera
There's just a
is.
microphone arm.
You can see
In front
every
of Iggy?
blemish on his face right
Okay. I don't know. There's a camera that's just a microphone. Doug, do you call it a microphone arm?
I don't call it a microphone. It never really comes up.
I see mine's turned that way. That's
Is
fine.
that the issue?
That's
This is
fine.
what I'm seeing. Let's see it, Doug. Maybe I'll do shadow puppets.
Leave it there.
Okay.
Nurse. Oh, my arms are so short because I'm the tiniest of boys.
So the
is there
camera's
a delay?
facing the wrong way?
I don't know. I just went on the YouTube page and I'm like, there's Doug, and then there's a microphone arm. There's the Plowhawk. Now Iggy.
Once again, every morning we seem to say it. Now seems like the time to test everything.
Look, I went
Now
to
that we're on the air, it
I
was
went into
appropriate
more
to start
audio
testing it.
production rather than video production. So I think we have all four, but Tim, you have the closest close-up shot ever.
Well, that's what the ladies wanted. The ladies said, hey, we'll watch if we can get a really tight shot of that cute boy from South St. Louis.
And what do you put it on YouTube? TMA Live? Is that it?
YouTube.com/TMASTL.
But I'm on YouTube already.
Okay.
So what would I do?
Then you would put the morning after STL in the search, and then you subscribe free of charge.
Okay.
And now you're watching it. And then Jackson and the Plowhawk post clips of the show, highlights of the show. Yesterday's highlights featured the Plowhawk and Iggy discussing wearing women's clothing.
Mm-hmm.
And the previous day's highlight featured a discussion on Bob Tway's sexuality. So
Now,
I feel like we're firing on all cylinders.
It looks to me, coming from a video background, of course,
Right.
that the camera on Tim needs to be turned to the left slightly, and on Plowsy it needs to be turned up.
Look, for one, why is
This is not real
now
technical
on me?
stuff. You ought to be able to frame somebody in a camera that's a foot and a half away from you.
Sorry, I'll pat up Jackson as well.
Is Jackson trying to talk?
No, I didn't have him potted up, so we probably were going to. He's up now, but the problem is that both cameras are on one tripod.
Well, Tim is
So-
barely in the shot.
Well,
Don't move it with your hands.
Well, what do you move it with?
They're on motors, so if you move it with your
Motors?
hands, you can mess with the
No, we're
motors.
the motors.
Oh,
Really?
That's the humming we've been hearing.
now I kind of feel it.
I
Find a
hear
lever.
whistles.
That's what Joe is here for.
Maybe it'd be
Producer
easier.
Joe is here?
Well, the guy who was here the first
Oh,
time.
that the listeners wanted to
Yeah.
see turn around.
Sleep with.
It'd probably be easier just to scoot our chairs
to match with the camera.
I'll be honest, I don't know where the motor mechanism is.
You're completely out of the shot. You're completely out of the shot.
But look at my camera angle here. It doesn't appear that way.
Plaza, you can move the actual stand that they're sitting on. Just don't touch the actual camera.
Okay, yeah, I haven't touched the camera. I've actually just touched.
Well,
Doug, did you touch the camera?
No, I haven't touched the darn thing.
I'm honestly trying to get like the next break set up.
Turn Tim just a couple of inches. Take the
break will
stand
be in
and turn
2 hours.
Just
You
a
got an hour
couple
and
of
a half for
inches to
that.
the right.
All right.
Nurse, is my nurse come to Hubbard?
There's the stand. Now, I'll look on the. You're touching the camera. Touch the
Don't
stand.
touch the camera.
Turn it. Turn it a little bit. You're not turning it. Turn it. Turn it. Turn it.
Nurse.
It's not. You're turning Iggy's. There's Tim's. Now Tim is fine. Now Iggy's out of the shot. Iggy's out. No Iggy.
Hey, my libation.
We don't have Iggy. Okay, he's coming into the shot now.
219 people at 7:12 watching this.
He needs more headroom. Iggy needs headroom.
I can move my chair if you'd like.
Iggy's got no headroom. There you go. Oh, too much.
He's been decapitated.
That's
There
not
it
bad
is.
right there.
What's going on? What?
All right.
Are you doing that, Jackson?
Am I?
Yeah.
Do you have levers and pulleys in your little Ladue booth?
No.
Because now all of a sudden
Everyone looks good.
everybody's in pretty good shape. How hard was that?
Well done, Plowsy. Well done.
Okay.
Oh, for now.
5 stars.
Tim still is still too far to the left of the frame.
Look, Doug, to be honest, if it's an
You get
issue
him,
with
Plowsy.
you, certainly you could get up this next time and swivel it. But
Oh,
since
for heaven's sake!
they have motors, and I would hate to be the guy to have Joe come in to kind of recalibrate everything.
This Joe, boy, I don't know what to think about him.
Oh, I feel bad.
Yeah, he set this up, did he? Okay.
Somebody said they'd pay $1,000 to put a camera underneath the table in front of Doug.
It's not a bad idea.
What's happening there? Look at my feet.
Crotch shot.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Iggy.
Is it worth $1,000 to you?
Yes.
All right, well, Joe.
Guys, you're not even through your 4th day at the new station, and you already need to hire a 4th producer.
Mm-hmm.
Off to a great start, McKernan. That's from Sister Patricia.
Okay.
Well,
Now, where was she, Sister Patricia?
She was Iggy's principal at St.
Oh,
Mary
that's
Magdalene.
right.
She used to
Mary.
smack me with a ruler and a ping pong paddle.
Now, Iggy's suspicious if it's really her because she would be 150 years old.
Well, yeah, she was 90 when she was the principal at Magdalene. So what was that? We just celebrated a 50-year anniversary at 8th grade. So
She's
she'd
140.
be 148 years
And
old
listens to this show.
and listens to the show. Yeah,
What would happen to a teacher today if they hit you with a ping pong paddle?
they'd be suspended and sued.
Fired.
Yeah. Oh, definitely that. Might go beyond that.
No, the school would be sued.
You know.
Guys, this is great radio. Maybe try and keep it going for the next 2 hours and 45 minutes. That's from Scott's Wrinkled Wallset.
Okay, Scooter.
well, I was worried that the camera would be an issue, and we had trouble plugging in that iPad. So
Yeah.
Well, it's not an issue. I mean, once we leave at 10 o'clock, there's this, you don't know who comes in here. And, an arm could hit the camera or somebody could push a microphone and hit the camera. So you have to adjust it every day. They're not
Well,
going to stay the
sure.
same.
I think the problem is we don't sit in exactly the same spot every day. We might be 6 inches over from where we were the day before, and then unless you move the camera, it's not going to be lined up right.
I think we need Joe in here every day.
Where's Joe? Why has he just punted the show completely after one day?
I don't know. I'm
Where's
not
Joe? He's really getting on my nerves.
I'm not big on technology, but can you even see it on YouTube until the show starts? Like we couldn't.
Once the mics go up, that's when the cameras go on.
Yeah, so you can't really adjust anything till the show starts.
Well, we have a view of it in that computer behind Plowsy.
Okay, so you can.
Before the show starts?
Yeah, at all times.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's not do that. We would never want to do that.
About that.
Look, we're working out the bugs.
I didn't get my earbuds until the show started. And I sat here for 20 minutes before.
Look, why should this be any different? I mean, at the old place for 5 years, we couldn't get stuff to work, and we'd have to do it when the show started.
Right, but now we have no excuse because this is all state-of-the-art equipment.
I know, but we still would have to move our mics and things and get things potted up.
I mean, the fact that we're on air is an absolute
We're on.
bonus.
Yeah. That's not like us.
You can listen to this presentation on 105.7 HD2 FM. And now that more and more people are checking to see if they actually have HD radio, I've had a lot of people met with the guys from Stratum yesterday, Matt Ford and Brett Groman.
Did you?
And they were talking about this HD2 thing. Once you figure out where it is and how you've got it on your car radio, you listen to the station all day because it's TMA all day. I go, that's actually what it's called. It's TMA all day. It's the best.
I got it yesterday.
Isn't it the greatest thing?
The great people at Munganast delivered me a Toyota Highlander. These are the greatest people in the world.
Sponsor the 7 o'clock hour and
the
Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown, which will be coming your way here in about 45 minutes on the Captain's Log. Iggy loves his team this week.
Yeah. I do. All of them were victorious last year at some point. Of course, the entire field has won at least once last year.
Probably so.
Well, not probably, they have. That's why it's a tournament of champions.
Okay.
See, I dealt with Munganast yesterday, and
that was your first time. I made the introduction to you with Jamie, and tell me about your experience. I have no idea how it went. It was for you in Madison.
It was absolute 5-star service. I picked up Madison, and by the time I picked her up, we had everything all ready to go. They had a tow truck ordered. They had a loaner vehicle ready for me. New battery to swap in the van. Checking everything in the van, make sure all the electronics are good. They were phenomenal. The people were super nice, could not. And you could tell half of them didn't listen, but they just respected the program. They were phenomenal. 5-star service all the way around. Jamie couldn't have been nicer. Again, this was my first time I've talked to these people.
Did you go to Alton or...
I went out to Baldwin.
Baldwin?
Yeah. StLouisAcura.com and AltonToyota.com, the sponsor of our 7 o'clock hour, Munganast.
Did you meet Karen?
No, I talked to her on the phone. Also talked to a gal named Haley. Clayton I talked to as well. Kind of looked like he was running things there in the evening. So, yeah, it was all great people. I couldn't ask for a better
that's a
experience.
fantastic place.
Yeah, I love my Camry I'm driving. It's so... I told Tim this yesterday.
That was a Corolla.
What did I say?
Camry?
Oh, I'm sorry, Toyota Corolla.
Oh, yeah, they're
2022
nice.
Corolla.
You probably get 40 miles a gallon on that thing.
Yeah, I've only had to put gas in it once, and it's on full right now. Well, it's a hybrid. But I told Tim yesterday, just having no stress in the morning when it gets like this, when it's cold, that my car is going to start. I mean, in the wintertime with my hoopty, oh, my God. I mean, there were times when I knew it was going to be cold. I would go out at 11 o'clock at night before I went to bed and start it for a half hour.
Oh, geez.
Just to say, okay, at least when I get up tomorrow morning,
it's only been high school.
Yeah, it's only been sitting for 6 hours instead of 15 hours. Now in the morning, push a button, heat blasted, frost get out there. It's just toasty. So
it's glorious.
They're the best people in the world.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Munganast, the sponsor of the 7 o'clock hour here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 HD2 FM, TMASTL.com, and on YouTube, where Doug, a number of wonderful people have gathered. 328 people are sitting and watching this presentation. Not really happy with the camera setup initially, but I think now everybody looks...
It's better. You need a little more headroom. You're a little too far left of frame, but we'll let it go.
So if I moved, I'm not even going to touch because I know I
think if you scooted
to my left
that
or right,
way,
to the left,
6 inches. This
okay.
Better.
I got a plug in.
Oh well, if you can't go any farther, that's all right.
All right, give me that hay.
How is this?
Everyone looks good.
That's a little better.
Is it?
It's a little better, yeah.
Everyone looks good.
I guess my YouTube feed is on a bit of a delay.
Yeah, same.
But Doug is live. Wonder how he's got that going. What do you got going on over there?
I don't know. I gave it some tweaks. I suspect that's what did it.
Now I'm in the, I see the YouTube chat. Tim looks gorgeous and Doug looks delicious. That's from Daniel Dayhole Lewis.
Well, hello, Danny.
Did previous station management allow you to bring along the Lancome box? Stubby applause is in the YouTube chat.
Do we have it?
What is that?
Oh, you haven't been around for the Lancome box, Plowhawk?
Yeah, I know. I guess
so the Munganast Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown, Doug has contended that despite all of Iggy's research, that he could pick 6 names out of a hat and beat Iggy.
We did that prior, but we did the darts on the wall or kind of randomly picked. Remember that? We did that.
I think you were there for the first day that I dropped an F-bomb.
Yeah.
So this became a sponsored segment as Jamie Burkhardt of Munganast wanted to see it actually play out. And what was the record after 1 year's worth of doing this?
Iggy won 20-19.
Yeah.
So see,
So
it
it's
proves that Iggy's skill is superior.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, you said you could do as good as me, and you didn't.
And I did. I dispute the 20-19. Suddenly, I was gone, and the final total was 20-19, and I'd been leading for a while.
No, it was 20-19.
Suddenly, I was gone. Oh yeah, 20-19. Well, where'd we get that?
That was the score before you left.
I don't know that it was.
Yes, and you didn't leave. The season was over. Gobble Bowl was coming up.
Season wasn't over in August. That's when I left.
Well, maybe you were still there.
I wasn't there in August. That's when I bowed out.
It was 20 to
Flat
19.
on me back.
20 to 19. So you couldn't beat me.
Oh, I did. I beat you 19 times by doing not 1 second of research. By merely closing my eyes and pulling names out of a hat, you lost 19 times to that.
Again, the fact of the matter
humbling.
is, you said I could do as good as you.
I did.
Picking out of a box. You didn't do as good as me.
I did better than you 19
You lost by
times.
1.
I did better than you 19
Do you not
times.
understand what do better than me is?
Do you know
beat
what it
me.
means
You
to
didn't beat
lose
me.
19 times to a guy who's blindly pulling names?
That's all right. You still.
In all honesty, dude, is this like a fantasy right now?
I don't know that it is.
So the Lancome box is not here,
Oh, my goodness.
but I have a Kirkland signature golf ball box that'll do just fine. I just got to figure out the printer situation around here.
Why
What
don't
do
we
you
get
mean a printer situation?
Well, I have to print out the names and then cut them, and I can't figure out the printer situation.
Why don't
So
we
as
get
soon
a-
as I do, I'll have the names ready.
You can
get a Mungan-ass box.
Well, you can do randomized on an Excel spreadsheet. So you could put the guys on there, and then, Doug, you can hit random 5 different times. There should be a randomized button and whatever.
I
comes to
like
the
pulling
top.
names out of a hat.
I'm going to figure it out, but worst case, I have a backup.
Well, that's what you were doing. I saw Jackson just wandering around the halls before the show started.
What does he think he's me?
And that's what I said. I go, what is the deal with the producing staff here where we just wander around the halls and don't know where we're going?
With our slippers. Where's my shoes?
Well, in my case, that is the truth. Don't know where I'm going. I sometimes go through wrong doors, make a wrong turn.
I sit in the cafeteria and wait for people to bring, like, food.
How's that working for you?
I mean,
they do
there
it?
have been brownies dropped off one
Really?
day. White chocolate, dark chocolate covered pretzels the next day.
I brought shrimp in today for Doug.
That's a nice treat. Thank you.
This will be the first day that the Hubbard family gets to smell the shrimp and the fish on a Thursday that I bring in from Wednesday.
Oh, can't wait. Boy, I like some shrimp.
It was good, Doug.
Yeah. It's the cockroach of the sea, but boy, it tastes good.
Little Tommy Tribbin says, Tim, I'd like to wish the best fans in baseball happy January 6th today. I hope all the sexually frustrated Harrison Bader advocates woke up with a smile. That's from Little Tommy Tribbins.
Okay,
What does that
I don't know.
mean?
He's upset that the Winter Classic was canceled, I'm sure.
Oh, when a warm-up.
Winter warm-up, yeah.
Which is much more important than a winter class.
Well, sure. A lot of
You
people
can
upset by that.
text in if you would like for the Engineer Design Facilities text inbox 314-881-TMA5. That's the number to save in your phone. 314-881-8625. It spells TMA5. And you can text in to the Engineer Design Facilities text inbox, or you can call in. And Doug, you said let's take some calls now that we're on FM. 636-900-4TMA. 636-900-4TMA. You can call in, you can text in, and you can email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. I'll tell you what, on 101 ESPN, they call it a text line. And when I call it a text inbox, man, does that set some texters off.
Really?
Jeez. Is there anything to make them happy over there?
They get upset by hearing the inbox.
Yeah.
All right. Because that's more high-tech, more...
I'm not
current.
sure. I just know that it has set a few people off.
Tim, just
My
fire.
mere presence, I think, has set people off.
Yeah, I think they're just going to bitch to be bitching.
Just fire away your top 10 gunslingers of all time. Get some
what you
QBR
do.
and some stats, and wrap up the program.
Text line, you moron. It's not an inbox. Get him out of here.
I am tired.
Well,
About the age range, I would assume, to that text line or inbox.
Guys, it's not fair that Doug doesn't get to do research, but it's also just as unfair that Iggy is bad, like generationally bad at everything he does. Thanks. That's from Dick Groats Gagger in reference to the Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown.
Well, that's not fair. I'm not bad at everything I do.
you're a good cook, that's for sure.
Yeah, how about that? There's one.
I'm a good cook, good person. That's about it.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame bowler. Should be in the Hall of Fame for my money, anyway.
Yeah, you're right there, buddy. That
You,
might be
you
next
did
year.
trash a program at a university in town, though.
I gave
Take
him,
some of the luster off the 300 games.
I gave him 3 good years.
They played like 1 or 2 games a year.
That's right. They still have my name on the program.
And the program was dismantled shortly after, right?
You wouldn't stop to let them eat after they've been driving all day.
I forgot about
It would have been dismantled 3 years before I got there. I saved it for 3 years. And they had my name on the program, which gave them some cachet.
With who?
Man.
With the community. Linda will be shaking.
Doug, 373 people now watching the radio presentation. And I got to be happy with how we're positioned, I think.
Well, happier, yeah.
I think we're positioned well now. I see putty chains. Doug, do you pronounce it putty chains or putty chains?
Putty britches?
No, it's chains.
Okay.
But I just don't know how you pronounce the P-U-D-D-Y in the YouTube chat, which
Putty.
is active as the day is
It's
long.
from Seinfeld, Putty.
So it would be putty. Says, it's interesting. The plowboy never listens to the show. What does that mean? Never listened to the show.
Well, he didn't work here for a year and a half, so
Right.
he didn't hear all that.
Well,
I think all of us have made it clear we don't listen to the show.
No.
Yeah, and I got to work at 7:30, so it was.
You had to be at work at 7:30?
I got to work at 7:30 just to, get all my emails ready to go, just because I hate getting to work right on time and then starting because I feel like I'm behind.
Yeah.
So I got there a little earlier. So if I'm getting there at 7:30, I'm only going to be able to listen to the first 20-ish minutes. And so I drive in silence. We talked about that. I don't listen to the radio. I drive in complete silence.
You do?
Really?
Nothing?
Always?
Always.
What's that about?
I mean, if Madison's in there, obviously there'll be music of some kind because she does not fly that way. But for me, if I'm just in my car by myself, all silence, baby. Yeah.
Really?
I don't know why. It's just.
What if there's a Cardinal game on or a Blues game?
I would say if there's a good game on, I do like listening to play-by-play on the radio. So that would be an option. But in terms of music, podcast,
No,
I
nothing.
wouldn't. No.
Huh.
But yeah, it wasn't because I didn't want to listen. It was just, the ability to only listen to 20 minutes. That wouldn't have made sense because I still would have missed 80% of the show. All great
Well, you wouldn't want to do that.
Oh, my God, the content.
So since you like to be told what to do, does that happen in the morning when Madison's in the car and she'll say, turn on the radio, twink?
You like discipline?
She will, I'm telling you, and I love Maddie to death, but she will push the limits. She'll be by the Kleenexes, but I have to go get the Kleenexes. I'll be all snuggled up in a blanket with 2 dogs on me, but I have to go get the new fresh ice water. That one behind her that was filled 2 hours ago, not good enough. So I do get bossed around a little bit, and it's kind of nice.
You like it?
Well, it's structure.
You need structure in your life.
Yeah.
You always say discipline, Doug.
Yes,
Yeah,
discipline.
discipline
Discipline
is
is
the
the
key.
thing. Yeah. And you enjoy that? You like you're asleep in bed with the dogs cuddling, and you like to be told, get your ass up out of bed and bring me fresh water.
I have to say, I perk up. I get up and do it. And
Iggy, would you consider that cuck?
No, wuss. No, look, I treat women like queens. That's the way I was brought up, to treat women.
That's unbelievable.
Treat women nicely. But if that was the case, I hold doors open for women, things like that. It'd be 2 or 3 times, say, go get me water. She'd be out.
That'd be it.
Go get me water. Out. Get out.
Really? Just throw her out. What if you're at her place?
Well, then I would leave.
Okay.
No, you can't tell people what to do.
But she does cook every meal that we eat.
That's worth a lot.
That is worth
That's
a
worth
lot.
plenty,
The time, she does all the shopping in terms of getting the meal prepped up. So to me, I look at that as a win.
But you don't tell her to go shopping. Go shopping. It's time to go shopping. I need some Cheetos. Go shopping, woman.
But there would be no way that there would be zebra cakes, Lunchables, mini muffins, squirms, twin snakes. None of that would be in there without my help. So I do contribute a little bit.
Where do you get squirms? What are those?
They're the sugary gummy worms. And so
Those twin snakes are fire.
Oh, they're fire, dude. The sour sweet. Oh man, yeah, they're good.
What do you think they're doing to your teeth?
Deteriorating the enamel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you only live once, Doug, so you
I
gotta
guess.
be able to have your treats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't put up with that.
I heard. I saw where Elon Musk said that the other day. He said, if you're hurting for money, don't try to save $10 off your Netflix subscription. Don't deny yourself some of the simple pleasures of life that you enjoy. Just make more money. Go out and make more money. Don't deny yourself the pleasures that you enjoy.
Do you agree with Elon Musk?
I think I do, yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's easy for a billionaire to say that.
Well, it's easy for a billionaire to say, yeah, just about anything. But I think the point is, go ahead and enjoy your life. You just might have to work a little harder to do it.
Yeah, but it's hard enjoying all that stuff when you're working yourself to death. You come home after working 3 jobs. All right, I got enough for Netflix now.
Well, now there's
And
a
you're
difference
sleeping.
between working yourself to death in 3 jobs and just doing a little bit more.
Well, if he says work more, what if you're already working 2 jobs? God, I wish I could afford this. I will get a 3rd job because Elon Musk says, don't give up Netflix, go get another job.
Well, I worked 2 jobs for a lot of years just so I could afford those things.
Work-life
It was worth
balance
it.
is important, though.
You know.
All depends on how many days you're working and what those hours look like.
But the alternative to that is to don't work and don't have anything that you enjoy.
Yeah, like me.
That's
Well, find
that's
a sugar,
no way to live.
Find a sugar mama
I've been doing it for
one.
64 years. I'm not going to change now.
Are you still looking for the gal who might work at Arby's down in Florida that would take you?
Rallies, Doug.
Rallies?
At some point, I'm always looking for that.
You online looking for it anyway?
Yeah,
Farmersonly.com
yeah,
or something?
I did it for Jackson in the show. Yeah, you got to pay for all this stuff. I keep getting requests. Hey, 3 people like your profile. Go meet them. And I go meet them. $29.95 a month. What? Nothing is free. I can't meet these girls for free.
Which one did he sign you up on?
I'm on all of them. Tinder, Bumble.
Iggs, you can do all of that stuff for free. I've done it my whole, probably now going on a couple of years.
I know what's happened. I swipe left. I swipe right. And then they'll say, oh, 3 people want to meet you. I go in there. It says $24.95. See who they are.
But you can swipe and then eventually find them and message them for free. You just have to swipe.
Swipe until you see the same picture?
Or just swipe until you get a match. And then once you get a match, you're all
I'm
good.
swiping all over the place.
Are you getting any matches?
I don't know.
Probably not.
It says I had 3 matches. Then I go in to look, and I got to pay.
You have 3 people who like you. You have to swipe right to eventually match with them.
I can't get to them. It says I got to pay. They got blurred faces. I can't even see their names.
But on the main interface, you swipe, and then eventually you'll get to them.
Yeah.
How will you know the ones that have liked you?
Because eventually when you swipe right on the correct person, it will say you've matched, and then you begin the messaging.
Yeah, me and Madison met on Tinder.
Did you really?
All right, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I bet more people meet online now than the old-fashioned way.
A lot of people are socially awkward face-to-face.
Yeah.
I just didn't I mean, I don't go out to bars a whole heck of a lot. And to me, like, that's probably where my age group was. That's where they are.
So what was your move? What was your move? Tell me how this all
Man,
happened.
I got to be honest. She has all the messages saved. I did not do that. I wasn't that sentimental. But I you go into Tinder thinking it's mainly a hookup site, but then you meet people like Madison and, you fall in love. So I think, it's, I wouldn't say the end all be all. I wouldn't say it's a cure all for love, but.
How quickly in the conversation and the messages she saved did you bring up the fact that you're a well-hung gentleman?
Oh, who enjoys wearing women's panties?
My guess would be the first conversation we had.
Yep.
Really?
Like you have to sell yourself.
I guess.
Because we talk for a long, usually our first conversation will last quite a long time, 4, 5, 6 hours. In that time frame, I would assume something that I said was super inappropriate, and I can't believe she responded and reciprocated. Yeah. But yeah, we met on that, and it was the best thing ever. So it can happen.
I wish they'd had that when I was young. It used to be you had to go ask a girl to dance or go to a bar and make the first walk up cold to somebody and say something usually stupid. And they go, no, I don't want to dance. And you go, oh, I'll never talk to another girl the rest of my life.
But they weren't
this kind of rejection, I can't handle it.
They weren't as picky back then, though, Doug, because now they're. And I'm just guessing, but I'm just saying their field of choices now with online, with like 4 or 5 apps, you're able to swipe and see hundreds, thousands of potential matches. We're at the bar, a get-together, a friend's house. You have a very small number that you interact with on a daily basis. So it might entice them to go, well, screw it. This is an average-looking dude, but, I don't have any prospects. Whereas you open an app.
Well, it's far easier now.
Guys are hammering, swiping right. So girls have
But it was
no
the rejection
shortage.
that was so hard. To have to call somebody that, to ask on a date and you didn't have any clue what they were going to say, that was hard. And when they said no, it was like, oh, my God, what an idiot I am.
Especially at a dance. If you're at a dance and you get turned down the first time, you're done for the night.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to go ask somebody else. You get that. Look at Stroh's been turned down 5 times.
That's a real walk of shame. When you go back from asking the girl to dance and she said, no, you got to walk back to your friends, that's horrible.
She said maybe later.
That's a no. That's a flat-out no. And they say maybe later.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
I never got turned down, but.
No, I'm sure you never did.
I'm sure it happens.
Guys, it is true. I met my wife on Erection Connection. Needless to say, she is well hung. Her name is Mike. From the 314. The first time me and my husband, Adam, met, I asked him to dance at the SLU Freshman Mixer. That's from Nitro.
Nitro.
So our audience, it's all gay all the time.
Yeah, at mixers and father-son dances.
And websites.
Somebody just sent in a picture. Doug, you know our listeners love sending in pictures of their significant others.
Yeah.
Why that has been a thing on this show is beyond me.
They get the pictures off Instagram or TikTok.
Here, and I guess I can, well, no, maybe I shouldn't share this on YouTube. I will share it with you guys. I don't think anybody will be able to see it. Here is a picture of our listener's wife. And I guess that means our listener is Ryan O'Reilly.
Yeah, it looks like Ryan O'Reilly.
Probably, yeah. Tough loss last night, but he bounced back.
I figured
Live
Laura
3-year final.
podcasted.
Penguins. Should have had it, Doug. Didn't play well, but it was there
Up
for the taking.
3-1, yeah. Up 3-1, let that one slip away.
Yeah, if they send in pictures of their real wives, they don't send in pictures of themselves.
That's your Swing Haven board member
theory.
theory.
If they send in pictures of themselves, it's a fake woman.
That's pretty much true.
I forgot. I didn't know that still went on. Again, I've been out a year and a half. There's still people sending in fake females.
It's the strangest thing.
Yeah.
Because I know Jay likes the listeners' wives, and I guess theoretically Iggy has at least had one experience, but I don't know why unsolicited I'll be looking in the text inbox and guys just send in pictures of their significant other. I don't know what the hell that's about.
It's odd.
Isn't it weird, Jackson? I mean, you've only been part of the show for a year, and you probably see the text inbox and go, why are there just guys sending in pictures of their wives?
Well, here's how it goes. Ray King sends it in for no apparent reason, and then everyone joins in. It's happened like 3 times since I produced the program, and it's always Ray King is the catalyst.
Maybe they think they got a shot at the patio. I don't know.
You think it's an advertisement to get on your patio?
If I say something, oh, she's attractive. And then next would be, can we come to the patio? Maybe that's it. I don't know.
Now, what's your close rate, Iggy? So let's say a female lands on the patio. What's the percentage of her coming in for a nightcap?
Just anybody?
Or a female you invited over, whether it be a friend
Well,
or
if I invite them over, the chances are they're staying. That's why I invited them over.
Mm.
But if it's just for cocktails, if I invite, after a TMA live at Dorset, I invite people over. That's just a get together with friends.
How many of the guys stay for a nightcap with you?
I don't know.
There's been a couple.
Well, when Dillian was there, I went to bed and there were still 8 people on my patio. I just said, just turn the tiki torches off when you leave. And of course they didn't.
Almost burned down the complex.
And didn't clean up. That celery plate was still out there. Who brought a celery and carrot plate to that party?
Naughty little girl I was.
You got a porn star and listeners, and somebody brought cherry tomatoes, celery, and carrots.
It was a health nut.
Did Dillian want any part of the crudité?
No, she was rummaging through my freezer when she wanted to go to the bathroom.
Oh, she was looking for meat.
These people are part of the sads. We've had the olds. These people are part of the sads. They want Tim to approve of their fake wife and give them verbal praise. That's what this is about. That's from the 314.
You think that's what it is? That could be.
I don't know. I
would think if it is your wife, you're not sending a picture.
I just can't.
If it's someone much better looking and you want people to say, "Wow, what a stud! Look at that gal," then you'd send in the picture.
Yeah, I got a message from that girl that me and Iggy are friends with, that just, doesn't really
yeah. And then she immediately wanted to join the fan page. Doug, it was suspicious.
Was it? Who was it? Who was she?
She's definitely real.
Really?
She is.
I'm still going to have to call, and I want to see the action on the turn.
Does she have a profile picture?
She has a picture.
Doug, I've got 7 high, but I just still feel like I might be
with
ahead.
a buddy that I know.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's the buddy that I know.
Uh-huh.
And I think for maybe her work sake.
But her only 2 friends on all of Facebook are you and Iggy.
Look, I'm not saying it's 100% bulletproof, but I'm pretty gullible.
I went back and looked.
If you send me anything, I'm going to probably believe it.
I went back and looked, and I think I accepted her without looking at other friends because I think she commented on a picture of me and my niece during Christmas. And just said, "Oh, what a great picture! You guys look great. What a
so
great
people
family."
can comment on your pictures even if they're not friends with you.
I open up to the public.
That's awfully generous for as big a star as you are.
I don't care. Well, there's people that want to watch a cooking show that aren't friends. I said, well, you can send me a friend request. If you're not friends with Tim or at least 8 other people I know, you're not going to get.
8 is the magic number.
You're not going to get accepted.
Because security is always an issue when you reach your level of celebrity.
Well, when you're close to 5,000, you can't get any more, so I'm kind of picky.
Okay.
Wow.
I thought it was 500. It's just increased.
No, it's 5,000. Friends?
Oh, I thought you were talking about women you've betted.
Oh, no, friends.
At 5,000, I would have to dispute that. That's a lot.
But I think she commented, and it wasn't a crazy comment. It was a very nice comment about Christmas time with family and things like that. And I just thought she's a friend of my niece's, Jessica, so I just accepted her friend request. But I probably wouldn't if I'd have seen me and Plowsy or Plowsy's the only friend.
No, well.
Normally those women, it's Larry Nickel, Larry Nickel, Larry Nickel. Friends.
Yeah, that's true.
It's easy to unfriend them if they turn out to be
Well, she hasn't done anything to me, so I don't care.
Well, if I'm a female and I'm joining the fan page, I am staying as far away. I'm not putting any bio. I'm probably not putting a picture. And I'm staying clear of the cesspool.
Sure.
Because once you know that there's a female on board,
oh, it's a girl.
Your DMs are just going to blow up.
Do the women on the fan page get a lot of DMs? Is that what happens?
I'm just guessing, and I don't think I'd be wrong on that either.
It's just.
There's desperate. I mean, desperation is like just you can smell it.
It doesn't matter. I mean, you go to the Hedonism, which is now our favorite Jamaican vacation place. They can't use Hedo. That I'm part of. Every time a girl will post a picture, and they do it for a reason, they want compliments. Guys getting ready, 2 weeks away, who's going to be at the pool? And it's just a picture of her, like in a bikini. And I'll respond, I'll say, within 25 minutes, you will get at least 50 guys asking for a nude pic of you.
Oh.
And sure enough, she'll say, at least 10. That's what they do. That's what these guys do. They just want naked pictures of you. And they see a girl on the fan page, and they start reaching out. Probably not for naked pictures, but...
Well, people listen to this show, and there's so much eroticism involved, coupled with the beefcake that is the show.
Right.
And everybody's randy.
I agree with that.
Well, this show makes people horny.
I agree with that, too.
Definitely.
I think it's true. There's no other explanation for it.
Guys, the Fats and the Sads have been known to send multiple DMs to the female fan pagers' DMs trying to get out to Normandy to hook up.
Normandy.
The golf course?
That's
a hookup spot?
Man,
I mean, for Cletus, it is.
I didn't really see it.
That school is there.
Incarnate Word is right there.
Normandy High, great basketball gym.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really
depending
cool.
on how close you get to that school, you're talking felony.
Right, restraining orders are involved.
But this person is saying that there has been the Fats and the Sads.
What about the Walrus people?
Would that be under the umbrella of the Fats?
Probably so.
Have been known to send multiple DMs to the female fan pagers' DMs trying to get out to Normandy to hook up.
Now, who would know? How would you know if someone sent multiple
That
DMs?
comes from Nitro. He's got a lot of credibility.
How's he know?
No, there's some snipers on that fan page.
Snipers?
They want to make everybody else's business theirs, and they snipe back and forth with each other. Hey, did you hear he did this? Hey, did you hear that? I heard he sent a DM. But I don't know anything.
Doug, you ever talk with your friends about who sent a DM?
And we do, and we whisper when we say it.
I don't know about Normandy. Well, there's people that still send me, like, I know you have her blocked, but here's what she said today. I said, I don't care. That's why she's blocked. I don't care what they say. I don't need to see their messages.
Who are you sending DMs to, brah?
I'm not sending DMs.
Oh.
Somebody thinks I'm interested because I have somebody blocked. Here's what they said today. I said, I don't care.
Blocking.
That's why I blocked them. I don't need to see their stuff.
Did you say the hoes are laughing?
Yep.
So the audience are a bunch of hoes.
Yeah.
There's an educated woman.
Guys, I am 100% convinced that on the rare occasion that I get to make love to my wife, she's either thinking of Tim or the hockey team's captain, without a doubt in my mind. And where's that bitch Jackson? Tomorrow night will be rough on his little canal.
Oh.
Can't wait to watch her edge play his little dinghy while ramming her strap-on.
Okay.
Cannot wait. That's the recovering alcoholic.
It's tomorrow night.
Belleville and West.
You got a
Jackson,
date?
what are you doing with the recovering alcoholic?
Missouri game?
God. I'll turn my phone off for tomorrow night.
I'll tell you, she's not a bad-looking woman.
So he should accept her strap-on?
Well, no.
I'm telling you, for the
you
right
needed 48
price.
hours for you to use it, so I'm pretty sure you're going to need more time than that for somebody to use it on you.
I don't follow.
Right.
Jackson's pleading confusion in an attempt to move the discussion away from him in his Ledoux Horton Watkins special studio.
This is definitely the reason why Jackson had delayed the video feed to his Ledoux booth.
You know, unfortunately, she is a very attractive woman, but she doesn't know any of this is going on. She has no idea that...
Recovering alcoholic's wife?
Yeah, she has no idea she's being...
No, I met him. I met he and her together at the Hill.
Does she know that she's being offered up every day?
Well, that I don't know. I didn't ask.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Decorum prevented me from asking.
Yeah, she's a very attractive woman and a sweetheart. I've met her a couple times, but she has no idea that on a daily basis he's offering her up.
So she does not peg Jackson?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's new.
Well, she doesn't know that this text has been sent in, that she's pegging Jackson this weekend. Now, if you want to reach out to her.
I mean, it takes two to tango there, so I don't think I'm going to be much involved in all that.
No, I wouldn't think.
I never
Not at least without 48 hours to mull it over.
Yeah.
Now, somebody has sent a screenshot in of Iggy interacting with somebody to get him on the fan page. What is going on?
From the cooking show last night?
Yeah.
Well, I screwed up because I told everybody I was going to be doing the show on the fan page yesterday. I said, I'll give you guys a treat. I haven't been on the fan page in a while doing the show. I'll do the show on the fan page tonight.
That is a treat.
No, they were hammering.
Close after the
They
holidays.
were clamoring for it, and I said, I'll do it on the fan page tonight.
Very generous, very generous.
I just got busy, and it was like 4:03, and I said, I forgot the cooking show. So I went to Facebook, clicked live, and then realized I was on my own Facebook page. So some guy was asking me about, Iggy, can you get me on the fan page? And I said, dude, you're on the fan page commenting, so you must be on it. And then I realized,
Jackson, why are you blocking people from the fan page?
But then I wasn't
one
on it.
person ever, so...
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, because I think he was hacked, and he kept posting a bunch of nonsense that was clearly like something like a hacked account would do, so I just blocked him until...
Well, maybe it's this guy who was on the fan page asking Iggy to let him on the fan page.
But it wasn't the fan page. So I felt bad because I was scolding him, saying, dude, you're on the fan page commenting. You must be on the fan page. And then I realized, you know what? I think I'm just on my page. I don't think I went to the fan page.
Doug, was Iggy on the fan page or was on his page when you were watching?
I
wasn't watching.
I was on my page. So I
Frank in Jersey City. What's up, Frank?
I apologized to him. I said, look, I have nothing to do with the fan page. I can't get you on. I can't block
Jackson's
you.
blocking this gentleman.
He said he's been blocked for like a year and a half. I said, I have nothing to do with the fan page. Just like I met that guy at Macy's one day.
Who wanted to be on the fan page?
He came up to me, and I don't know, I was shopping, and he just said, you're Iggy? I go, yeah. Oh, big fan of the show. Can I get a picture? I said, yeah.
Please, sign.
We took a picture in front of
glossies.
the last act. And then he said, can I ask you something? I've been banned from the fan page. Can you get me back on this? God, I have nothing to do with
That's
the fan
what
page.
this was all about.
Probably, yeah.
He didn't even want the picture, maybe.
Well, I'm sure he wanted the selfie.
Sure, he wanted the picture. Sure, he did. My bad.
But I have nothing to do. I can't tell you how many people ask me, can you get me on the fan page? How many people have been blocked? That they're all saying they're blocked on the fan page.
I don't, like I said, I go
can't
on
see
there.
that.
Jackson and I, we're the two admins, although I would describe us as not real active. And over the last 14 months or so, they have been pulling posts from 2016 and 17 sometimes. And I don't even know, and I'll look at the posts that are pulled, and I'm like, I wonder why they deleted that post. We get these community standard notifications. And so they would then remove people or they disallow them to post. Like Cletus thought he was blocked, but he wasn't.
So they just take your privileges away for a few days or a week or so. Okay.
I think it all, I don't know. I think it started about a year ago because there was one day where I was like, oh, we're going to have to approve every post that's put on Facebook on the fan page. And it lasted only for a few hours. But it was about a year ago, maybe a little more than a year. It was more than a year ago, like December of 2020, I guess it was.
Yeah, it started when Zuckerberg decided that he would figure out what was truthful and what was not truthful.
I do think that's why I say it's been the last 12, 14 months. I think it had to do with the November 2020 election, and because otherwise we didn't have any issue. I mean, we had issues with some unique personalities, but as far as things getting pulled, that wasn't going on. I never got a quote-unquote community standards notification before.
That's when Twitter started, too, with the taking down stuff that they believed was fake.
Suspending people.
Yeah, just taking down posts and suspending people.
Facebook even admitted that their fact checkers use opinions. Their opinion, what are facts.
Yeah, that's why I said whatever Zuckerberg thinks is fake, you take down.
So, I don't know.
So it's not so much blocking, it's just that,
Neil Allen, Craig Paquette, Doug, you know him as the former fan page moderator. And
Right,
he
got out.
He did. He just issued a statement. He says, "We didn't have to block many towards the end of my tenure." That's from Neil Allen, Craig Paquette.
Well, you can wear that with pride.
He left the fan page better than he found it.
If you don't have to block many, maybe you've got most of the bad apples out already. Or maybe you've given up and that's why you're quitting.
I don't think there are many problems on there, but I don't know.
I haven't seen any.
I think it's kind of a...
Some are dumb posts, but, to each their own. And I block quite a few people on there. But I don't know. When these people say I've been blocked, I said, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what you said. I don't know what you did. But I know that they don't block very many people. Unless you're just a complete dick. You can pretty much do what you want on there. But I haven't really seen just mean-spirited people on there.
No.
Doug, Ryan Kelly's not mean-spirited. As a matter of fact, if you want to buy a home, you can get pre-approved with him at thehomeloanexpert.com. I've got him as our title sponsor.
Well, we all have him as our title sponsor. I don't know, why you wouldn't want to refinance if you haven't lately. If you've done it in the last few months, you don't need to. You're in good shape. But if it's been a couple of years, you're just wasting money because rates are at historic lows. If you've got a mortgage rate in the 3s or heaven forbid in the 4s, you ought to be in the low 2s right now, and the difference in that can be hundreds of dollars a month. Ryan Kelly told us that the average person who is taking a cash-out refi now is saving about $350 a month. That's real serious money.
It is.
And that's just by refinancing your mortgage, getting a better rate. Maybe you want to get down to a 15-year loan, maybe a 10-year loan. You don't need to pay it off in 30 years with rates this low. You can cut it way down, save tens of thousands of dollars. That's how Ryan Kelly can help you. He's helped me do that. Twice I refinanced through Ryan Kelly. Woo-hoo, look at me. I'm a financial genius. He can certainly help you save a lot of money. Go to thehomeloanexpert.com. Or if you're not looking to refinance, you're looking to buy a new home, get an original mortgage, go to thehomeloanexpert.com, get yourself pre-approved, so when you go shopping for that new house, you will be ready to strike. It's thehomeloanexpert.com. Thank you, Ryan Kelly. Thank you, Sir Mortgage.
There he is, the best in the business, Ryan Kelly. Action Jackson, could you tell the people about the great Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies? Doug, he's online at evergreenstl.com, 314-889-0503. Doug, could Jackson tell us about Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth?
Oh,
is he roaming the halls?
Jackson! Jackson!
Where's my nurse? Has anybody seen my nurse?
Looking for a printer.
Maybe he walked into the KC studio.
Now I know what it sounds like when I'm out on assignment and you're asking for me and I'm out the back door. Now I know what it sounds like.
This
Nurse!
Mark Hanna, he's good. He may have kidnapped Jackson. Maybe he's giving him new copy.
Nurse!
Jackson's gone. We've lost him.
Jackson, are you in there?
There's like 6 other stations here. Maybe he accepted a better offer.
He said he's walked in 2 of them by mistake.
Oh, Jackson just walked by. He has no idea of being summoned.
Why do people just get up and leave in the middle of
I think he's trying to figure out the printer for the
He may have gone to have a cigarette. He doesn't even smoke.
He doesn't smoke, no.
Poor
Maybe
Mark
he was down
Hanna.
hanging out.
Jackson, nurse.
Maybe he was down hanging out with Riz.
He's not around. Mark Hanna's going to be disappointed. He's the best financial guy in town. You can't get even a brief mention. Sponsors the show. They won't talk about it.
You back from assignment,
He
Jackson?
does great work with Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Get yourself a financial plan. Don't just go out there in the wilderness thinking you've got all the answers.
You don't.
No, you get a good guy like Mark Hanna on your side, and I mean, it makes a huge difference over the years.
Mark's
He'll get
the
you
best.
started on a program to save
There
some
he
money.
is. He's
Are you there now?
Is that a drop?
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out this printer situation.
Forget the printer. We've got a sponsor who needs talking about right now. His name is Hanna, Mark Hanna.
He's the best in the business.
That's what I thought you'd say.
Doug, what is this printer situation?
What do you have
and
to
why
print?
is it chirping?
We don't print anything. What are you printing?
The fantasy stuff. I told you that.
That's not important right now.
Well, we're doing it next segment. I also said now
Sponsored by the great
Jackson.
Jamie Burkhardt and
Did he
Mike.
just walk down the hall again?
Did he really?
Did he?
No, I'm right here.
Oh. See, I said now Jackson knows how I feel when
It's a hologram of Jackson walking back and forth. We're haunting the halls here. We've only been here 3 days.
I apologize to Mark Hanley because he's the best.
He certainly is.
314-889-0503 or go online at evergreenstl.com. L.com. That's Mark of Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Guys, did Jackson go running out carrying a newspaper? That's from the cousin of Moo Man.
I can't ever pick a time to leave when I'm not going to be asked something. I tried to figure it out, so I went right on the Ryan Kelly live read, and I was like, maybe Tim's going to ask me to do Marcana after this, so I kind of hustled, and I still missed it.
Well, what is this printer situation, and why is it chirping?
Well, I'm just trying to get, because there's a bunch of printers here, but I don't know which one I'm connected to, and...
Doug, we're not going to be able to do this segment.
No, the great Marty is going to help me out with it.
Hubbard Marty, as he calls himself on the fan page.
That was the great Marty.
He was on there, and one day I think somebody responded. He goes, "I think it's time for me to leave here."
Is he already off?
It took like 3 questions, and he said, "I think I'm off."
Marty's the best.
He really is the best. He's the programming guy for KC. Iggy, I mean, I bet you'd like to sit there and talk to him forever and maybe see if you could get a shift. Wouldn't you just be in heaven if you could get a shift on KC 95?
I said in that meeting that we had with the sales staff, I said, "Now look, if there's any..."
You kind of gave him a piece of your mind.
No, I just let him know what I wanted to do. I said, if there's ever a chance, I said, look, growing up in high school, I wanted to be a jock on KC. That was my dream
Spinning
job.
vinyl.
And I said, if there's ever a chance that the U-Man wants a weekend off from the KC Classic show on Sunday, I will gladly come in and fill in.
Well, sure you would.
To do the KC Classic show.
The classics.
Yeah, that would be like a dream for me. So,
have you been in that studio?
No, it's
intentionally
locked.
yet?
No, it's locked.
So you did try to walk into it.
You've been blocked from the studio.
No, I felt bad.
Week.
I felt bad because yesterday I went in to say hi to Favaz and U-Man because they start at 6. So it was like 6:45, and I was going to go in and say hi. And if the red light's not on, then they're not on the air. Well, I looked in, there was nobody in there, and the door was locked. So I texted U-Man. I said, I came by to say hi, but the door's locked. And then he texted me back at like 7:45. He said, I don't know, I'm on vacation. Welcome to Hubbard. So he's not in there. So maybe Favaz took the week off too, and nobody's doing a show. I don't know.
What did the Greg Lansky tweet say?
So I just wanted to say hi, but there's nobody there. Yeah, I would love to do that. I'll do anything Hubbard asked me to do.
So you haven't actually been in it then yet?
No, it's locked.
But just later in the day, and not your attempt to get in here a day or two ago.
No,
It's pretty cool.
It's awesome.
Oh, it is, with all the stuff they have. Yeah. Well, when Learn will go live on our Instagram from the studio, you can just see all the stuff in the background as far as the albums and the vinyl and everything. And yeah, it's pretty cool in there. It's an iconic studio.
It's the oldest classic rock station in the world.
Yeah,
you can feel the history in there.
So when Jackson and I were walking out, and this was a couple weeks ago, and Learn came running out, and I hadn't seen her here. And we just started BSing, and then she had us come in the studio, and she was showing us the albums, and it's all the vinyls. And it's what would happen would be when it was in Crestwood, as I'm sure you know, Iggy, was a historian at the radio station. Bands would come in to get airplay on KC. There's a story of, I think, Billy Joel hitchhiking to get to KC 95 in the 70s.
Yeah, there's a picture of him standing outside of the Crestwood studio, and he just spent all day getting there just so he could get on and get his airplay.
There's that famous picture of Eddie Van Halen and David Lee Roth out in front of the Crestwood McDonald's, right there on Watson.
That was my McDonald's growing
up. Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
that's where they were. And Eddie Van Halen's eating a hamburger. It's I don't know what it would be. I guess, I don't know, in between 78 and 80, I would think. And so she starts, Jackson, you remember this? We start pulling out these albums that the bands would deliver, and they're still on the shelves in KC, and some of them not signed. It's even, from my standpoint, even just it shows the history of it. They would write down their tour dates and where they were going to be, and it's still on the album covers.
Yeah,
because that's the way they would get it to the DJ, John Hewlett. I mean, because he's been doing it forever. I mean, he's just an absolute legend, and he's the greatest guy on top of it. He's just the kindest, best guy. And so you can see that on the albums because that's the way that it went down. That's how they promoted. And you're not talking about like somebody who had some popularity locally, which is super cool if you're able to reach that. Not everybody can do that. But you're talking about huge names in music history who would fly into St. Louis for a concert date, but then make sure they would somehow hitchhike, in many cases, to Crestwood from Lambert and then knock on the door to get in KC off Watson Road. That's where it was. And then bring in albums and hang out with the DJs to try to get played on KC 95 because it was the station.
Yeah, once you got played on KC, you figured you'd made it.
That was it.
Yeah, and I think Billy Joel has told the story. It might because he has his own channel on XM. And somebody was telling me he mentioned KC, and when they play clips of Billy Joel just talking about his career, then they'll play Billy Joel songs on his Sirius XM station. And he was talking about his first tour was he was playing in front of 50 people. He just him and his piano, just so he could get his songs out there. And he'd mentioned something about, but then I went to KC and my songs got played, and then I started going to bigger places because they played my music. But yeah, when he first started, he said nobody was playing his music. He would just take his piano and go from city to city and play in front of 50 people sometimes just so they could hear his songs. But once KC started playing your music, then you started being heard, and people started, wow, that's good, and then it started building from there. But yeah, KC just think, it's a St. Louis station. This station is known around the country and the world.
Absolutely.
I see on the hallways they've got guitars on the walls of famous bands. I guess that's the real deal, right?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So
I didn't want to be a fanboy.
Guys would play a concert and hand someone a guitar here?
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, they've been in here.
Come in. When they come in, they'll bring something for them.
I mean, literally right next door, like on the other side of the glass. For those of you watching, I guess it would be over Iggy's shoulder. Let me see what you can see on YouTube. Over Iggy's left shoulder. I mean, right behind Iggy is, and to my right, is King Scott of the Rizzuto Show, which is, I mean, hell, I would guess 15 feet from us, if that, for real. That's where, yeah, I mean, that's where it is. And then next to that is WIL, and next to that is 106.5 The Arch with Courtney Landrum, who I have not met yet, but you've known her for a long time, and I know she has an incredibly popular show.
You'll get to know her because she also loves to play golf.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
God bless America. And then next to there is KC 95, and next to there is 101 ESPN.
Yeah, all right in a row.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a fanboy. I just started. But I really just want to walk around the halls and look at all the guitars and stuff because there's so much great memorabilia.
I can't remember who's... when Seth Goldcamp was in, and one of the salespeople was giving him a tour, and I just was hanging around, and I didn't know. So she was going through, pointing out the guitars and the artists and the student, and you're just going, my God, these people have...
Yeah.
This isn't like something that was acquired on eBay.
No, they've all been here.
I mean, these stations here.
Yeah, I forgot to ask, too.
Huge radio stations.
Yeah, because I'd like to do is, I mean, you know that I'm a huge Rory Gallagher fan. And on my bucket list is to hold the 61 Strat. And I actually texted Daniel last week saying, hey, is Rory's guitar still at the hall, or do you have it back yet? Because I'll make the trip to New York as soon as you have it.
You're going to make a trip to New York to hold a guitar?
Yeah. And Lisa Ann wants to film it. Because I'll cry when I hold the guitar.
Why?
Because I love the guy. And to know that he's played this guitar his entire life and what it's been through, and every song he's ever written and played in concert is on this guitar, just to be able to hold that. But I'm a big fan of his, so. But KC, I believe, has the KC Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They have their own Hall of Fame.
Oh, there.
I think if they could put Rory into the KC Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and then bring Daniel in with the guitar and say, we're putting Rory into the Hall of Fame, and then Daniel comes in with Rory's guitar. And I don't have to make a trip to New York. But.
So you're going to try to get that accomplished to save you the trip into LaGuardia?
No, but I also think it'd be cool, because there's like 5 or 6 Rory Gallagher songs that are KC classics that are in the rotation as far as KC classics. I mean, I do 9 o'clock, I do rock classics. They're not KC classics. But KC has their own list of classics that U-Man will play. And I think Rory has like 5 or 6 that are in the KC classic realm. So, yeah, that'd be cool to do that. But
guys, to keep KC iconic, keep Iggy out. Thanks. That's from Patrick, and he's over at Immaculata.
Classic rock.
Don't steal it. Don't take it.
Perfect drop, Plowhawk. We've heard this story like 9 times. That's from the bastard James Hahn.
What story?
I don't know what story.
I didn't really tell a story. I talked about walking around the halls and seeing guitars. That's not a story. It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, that's right. We've only been here 3 days.
I just started working here. I want to act like I belong here instead of, who's this guy walking around the halls just staring at the guitars and taking pictures? So I haven't done that yet. I don't even know how to get there. I get lost going to the offices.
Yeah, well, anytime we take a commercial break, I feel like we might lose a couple people when we come back.
It's going to be a while before they come back.
We will take a commercial break to close out the Munganast 7 o'clock hour. Munganast, the sponsor of the 7 o'clock hour here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Send your emails in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. Design Air and Seth Goldcamp, who I was just talking about. Man, he's the best. I got an email yesterday. I feel like I get these so often at this point. It's bordering on daily, but it's wonderful. The audience supports the sponsors. That's the name of the game, and that's why this presentation is now entering its 18th year of the Ryan Kelly Morning After. And this gentleman, I have to find it, but either way, was talking about how he emailed Seth, and they were out there within a day, and it's all taken care of. And it's been absolutely incredible the way that the listeners support the sponsors, and the sponsors go out of their way to make sure they're taking care of TMA listeners. So if you're having any heating and cooling issues, heating, of course, right now at this time of year, make sure you go to designairservice.com and click on the Book Now tab on the upper right-hand corner, and you're working with the best in the business, Seth Goldcamp and his staff. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling, the official HVAC provider of the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Doug is a client. I am a client, and we couldn't be any happier about it. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com. Coming up on the other side of our commercial break, Iggy versus Doug 2022, the Munganast Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. This is the one, Doug. We head to Kapalua.
Okay.
To open up the 2022 PGA calendar, and Iggy really likes his team.
Well, he always likes his team. That's why you pick him.
This is the year of Iggy.
It's not the year of Iggy.
Put that off.
Yes, you're going down big time this year.
I mean, you did win last year convincingly.
Not really. I still dispute 20-19. And the fact that you are willing to admit 19 losses to a guy who couldn't even see who was picking.
No, you lost. You lost to me.
I don't know that I did.
But the fact is, we lost money. Jamie put money in for us to donate to the Megan Meyer Foundation at the end of the year.
And we won nothing.
And he put in $400 for each of us. We had $800 to start. I think we cashed out $550. So we lost $250.
A lot of that's on you.
But still, no, because I cashed more than you, too.
Well, I don't know, but you got to look at the players you picked.
Oh, my God. Why don't you stop with that? That's the whole point of the game.
That's exactly right.
And
so I wouldn't pump up your chest because you won something.
Pump up the volume. Pump up the volume.
Anyway, hopefully we win this year. We can win some money. Hopefully we have an entire year of golf to maybe 1 week hit a $10,000 win.
Ship
like
it.
That.
This is the one. It's a no-cut event.
Yes.
38 players as Cam Champ had to WD. We'll have the Munganast Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown if Jackson can find a printer. On the other side of the commercial break, this is the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 HD2 FM, TMASTL.com, and you can watch us on YouTube at youtube.com/TMASTL.
KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. Your home for the morning after and TMA all day. Stream us live at youtube.com/TMASTL and at TMASTL.com.
I got a text yesterday. As you know, I love the Great Americans on the fan pin.
That's right.
But I'm not a Facebook guy, so I can't access that and let them know how I feel. But I've been a staunch supporter of fan pinners for many years now, so especially since they were loyal to me. But even though I'm not on the fan pin, I still have tentacles around town. And I don't know if Doug saw this, but Plowsy apparently played a little golf and was also involved.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What am I looking at?
Yeah, no, there's a video of the Plowhawk and Cletus, my two-man partner, and we're in the finals, of course, making out.
One of Plowsy's partners as well.
Yeah, Cletus and I haven't gotten to that, although I will say this. I think after we won our second match, he wanted the people we just defeated to take a picture of us where he would be kissing me. Now, I of course, am more prude. I'm willing to give up holes.
Golf-wise.
Right. Yeah, Doug, what in the world? We're talking about golf.
Okay.
But if a guy's going to kiss me, at least we're going to start out on the cheek before we go to like a bathhouse. But out at Normandy yesterday, the Plowhawk gave up his boy mouth.
And we didn't make out. There was no tongue involved there.
What's happening here?
For one, Cletus is hilarious, fun to play with, great American.
Doug, we have a lot of funny people. Some are on this show, and unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to make out with any of you yet.
Well, can I just, and again, I'm not on the fan pen. I didn't see the video.
I saw it, and I was legitimately, and there's plenty that takes me aback on the fan pen. That one got me a little bit.
This picture, though.
You're seeing the picture. I've seen the video. It was a longer kiss than you're seeing.
But the picture, Tim, tells a lot of different stories. For example, Cletus is pulling Plowsy into him.
Oh, he has a lot of homoerotic
Doug, here's the video.
Sure.
You can see it right here.
And then the hand placement.
God, they look like
that's a long kiss.
Why would you agree to that?
Who cares? I'm comfortable with my sexuality. Again, Cletus just...
No.
Yeah, the cat just pointed out a very important part of the video.
Right.
The Plowhawk appears to touch himself with his left hand during... Wait, somebody steps down or something now?
My club was being held up, I think.
Doug.
Michael Jackson.
You made Doug's voice crack. We're not judging. We love you.
I haven't actually seen the video yet.
Yeah, it's damning.
I'm sure it is. But again, I am not embarrassed or anything. I don't know if Madison...
How does your... Yeah, I was about to ask how your mole feels about this.
I don't think she's seen it. She worked till about 8.
Is this going to be a turn-on for her?
I don't think she can get a carrot. It definitely won't be a turn on. I can certainly answer that question right now.
Doug's your wife ever turned on with the idea of you making out with dudes?
Again, not a make
I don't know. I'm just trying to get an idea of where the landscape is in 2018.
3-second kiss, and let me paint the picture. I had a fantastic chip shot from the rough, a hanging tree, a lot of limbs there, made it through, bounced it on the fringe, and then rolled it about 4.5 feet away from the pin.
Yeah, that's a great shot, and congratulations. However, that has nothing to do with this picture. And Doug, I want to ask you a question. You're an honest person. If you saw this as a couple, who would be the husband in this relationship?
Cletus.
Because he's grabbing his mate.
He seems to be in control
and
there.
And he's pawing him, and then this is the thing, Tim, that's
damning.
I think the best part of it was...
The whole thing is damning.
We're all celebrating, and we didn't...
chip shot?
That's the best part. We didn't see it because it's kind of a blind that there's a hill there. So I thought it was, 1, closer, and 2, the guys behind us drive up to us and go, "Did that go in? Did that go in?" And then other patrons are watching me and Cletus get ready to kiss on video, and everybody was creeped out.
It should have been.
It was great. It was hilarious.
But to you, it felt strangely comfortable.
I mean...
Now,
the answer is yes.
Would your girlfriend be more upset to see you kiss another man or another woman?
Well, she knows...
855-282-8255.
She has played golf.
How's his girl calling?
She has been around Cletus, and she, at Hot Shots events and things like that. He's a great American. She knows him. It's just all in good fun. It was a long, hot day on the golf course.
Right, and that's when you want to pull in another gentleman.
What is that? No, in all fairness, I know if you say, hey, it was just for grins, just for giggles. I get that.
Correct.
But then when you start saying, well, it was a long, hot day, which has nothing to do with it, it leads me to believe something else.
They were just experimenting, that sort of thing.
Well, it was kind
of... Just say, hey, we did it for the fan page. We thought it'd be funny. But you're bringing so many other things into it that it makes me wonder.
Well, remember Cletus and Jay, I think after the Duel in the Sun, I'm not for sure when that was, when they did
their... No, that's after Jay defeated Cletus in the Fan Page Club Championship.
That's what it is. They had a nice moment there at the picnic table outside of Normandy, and I think we were just kind of reliving that moment, just recreating the picture.
There is the text inbox is buzzing, Doug. There is 100% no way to explain this away. The whole thing is hella weird, hella weird. That's from Kevin's brother, Jack Demoff. You like that term, Doug? Hella weird?
I don't mind it. In this case, I don't mind it.
Surprised by that.
I don't mind it. You seem so happy with it.
I'm not. I think it's funny, and I'm sure that I don't have the text inbox open. I think I'll avoid it today. But
might be a good time to post on Tigerboard.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's time to avoid that for a couple weeks before this picture goes away.
That's a video, fortunately.
Yeah. So I thought it was hilarious. We had a 12-some out on the course last night, so it was a long...
A 12-some?
We had 12 people teeing off. Yes.
What?
Because it was a league, and got caught up, and everybody's like, let's just play together, instead of waiting 20 minutes and then teeing off after they get done with their whole. We're like, let's just hang out and we can all hit, and that's what we did. It was fun.
Was Cletus's skin soft like yours, Plowsy? That's from Felix.
Again, it was like 2.5 seconds. I didn't really get a feel. It was fun. It was a good shot.
Now it's 2.5, but you said 3 seconds ago.
The worst part was Cletus.
Just moments.
I was second to last to shoot. Cletus was able to shoot and got it about a foot closer, so my celebration was mute.
Guys got a great short game.
Because we didn't even play my ball.
Did this bear have his way with any of the other otters?
No, if you've ever played golf with Cletus, he's very
deliberate.
Yes.
Settle in for at least a 4.5-hour round, Doug. A lot of practice shots. A lot of practice.
And then maybe it's just me because I'm discombobulated or something. But the question I have in my mind is, we saw this for a nice chip shot. What if you had holed? What if you had knocked it in the hole? What would have happened, Doug?
The trajectory of the ball, like I said, we could see the pin. We couldn't see the hole.
How was the traj?
It looked to be when it rolled off the hill on the fringe going on the green. It looked like it was dead on with speed, and so I assumed it was at least a couple inches, a foot away, but it kind of trickled to the left. And kind of was about that 3.5, 4 feet area. So it wasn't as good as I thought.
If that reaction is from that shot, what if you had put it in the hole? I think there might have been an arrest.
They would have needed a room.
Whoever's with me at a hole-in-one, just be prepared, because I will.
For what?
I'll celebrate.
Yeah, but what does that mean?
You can jump up and down.
That I don't know yet, because I haven't. You can't anticipate a hole-in-one celebration.
But you had a nice chip and you made out with a guy. So, maybe do we just go to fisting, or is there
I think there's an in-between there.
It feels like the show has turned.
Advanced?
More advanced.
You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis, featuring the Ryan Kelly Morning After, live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., followed by the best of TMA from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and another same-day replay starting at 10 p.m. Find the full schedule at TMASTL.com. Brought to you by Ryan Kelly at thehomeloanexpert.com, the most efficient mortgage process you'll ever experience. KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. Your home for the Morning After and TMA all day. Stream us live at youtube.com/TMASTL and at TMASTL.com.
I recognize it.
Did you go to the wrong place again?
No. Went to the bathroom.
Doug and I were in there. We didn't see you. Were you in one of those recreational hideaways?
I used a single one.
Did you?
You got the private key?
No, it's open.
Oh, nice.
My glasses are all fogged up. I can't see.
What was going on in there?
Well, the mask. I can't find a mask that doesn't fog my glasses.
Yeah, that's a problem.
So I come in and I can't see.
We just going to be wearing masks for the rest of our lives, you think?
No. Nobody's wearing them now.
Oh, yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
Well, the responsible people are.
Well, you're required to in a lot of places. Required to.
Doesn't matter. I went into Walgreens the other day. There's a sign on the door. Mask mandatory. There are like 8 people in without a mask.
You scold them?
No. When I checked out, I said, don't they read? There's nothing we can do. Yeah, you can kick them out. But they're not going to do that, so.
No, they don't want to fight. Just feels like we're going to be wearing masks for a long time.
Well, maybe it's not a bad idea. Even when this is gone, I mean, there's still germs out there.
Well, there have always been germs out there.
Yeah.
Always.
They've been wearing them in Japan for like 10 years.
Not all the time, they don't.
Yeah, out on the street.
When the flu comes up, maybe.
No. Summertime, it doesn't matter. Yes?
Nurse?
What are you typing, Plowsy?
Why is everybody on this show typing all the time?
I don't know.
Show prep.
What are you typing?
Show prep.
Oh, just getting the break set up and.
Okay.
It was funny yesterday. You know, I told you I've been going like getting banty on this hedonism fan page.
Isn't Ryan Kelly on hold?
Oh, is he? I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get him on.
He's not at Hedo now, is he?
Doug, our title sponsor might be on.
I bet he's in Brentwood selling the hell out of mortgages.
All right, I think he's on.
Nurse?
Hello, Ryan.
I always slide in right at the hedonism conversations. I feel like it's like my go-to intro.
But you're
he
not
brings
there
up
now.
Hedonism, and then Tim reminds him Ryan Kelly's on the queue.
I'd like to see you go to Jamaica and climb the Blue Mountains.
I'll do whatever you want me to do, Iggy. I always will. You guys are still over there at Hubbard? No one's gotten kicked out of that studio yet?
It hasn't happened. Iggy's been wandering into the wrong studio by mistake a couple times. That's been a little bit of a problem.
So walk in over at the point, say hi to my girl Lux, go down the hall, say hi to other people. How you doing over there? You guys liking it?
We just Doug and I were just talking with Randy Carricker in the hallway as we went to cross streams in all the wizard rooms. Randy Carricker. I apologize.
God bless America for that. What a good dude Randy is.
He's a great
guy. You guys are all under one roof. I can come see everybody at one time. How awesome is that?
Come on in. The water's warm.
A treat is what it is.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm at Lambert Airport right now trying to get out of here. It's too cold. But I'll be back next week, and I am going to come in and see you boys. I'll tell you this. Congratulations on the move. Been loving all the content. Jumped on the YouTube yesterday. Did it all. Really excited for everybody there. I think you have a great home. Can stream all day long. Love that. And you got some pretty good digs to be working in with some great people over there at Hubbard.
Amen.
So big shout out to all you. You do some great stuff. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to try to get on a plane and go get some more work done today. We're doing some production and stuff. So keep it moving. And I'll tell you this. I did leave 1600 Brentwood Boulevard about 35 minutes ago. The boys are working hard. They're standing by. They're ready to work up options for you. How much could you save with a great refinance right now? Let's figure it out. Rates are in the twos. We'd love to work you up some options, start the new year off right, saving some money, pull out some cash, get pre-approved for a new home. I'm telling you right now, with rates this low and equity positioning so high, everybody's got a great option out there. So let's figure it out. Let's find a way to save some money. And, boys, I can't wait to see you all next week. Congratulations again for you, for Hubbard. It's a great partnership, and really looking forward to stuff in the years to come. Talk soon, boys.
There he is, the best in the business. Very kind words from Ryan Kelly online at thehomeloanexpert.com. Doug and I have refinanced with him. And pre-approved, man. If you're going to be buying a home, homes start popping up in the market in the new year. Get pre-approved with thehomeloanexpert.com. Get involved on this presentation. It is called The Ryan Kelly Morning After, airing on 105.7 HD2 FM, TMASTL.com, and on YouTube, where 484 people are watching us. And I would bet 475 or 20-something women located in Los Angeles.
Who else would be watching if not for them? It's the model group, mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they definitely wake up at 5 in the morning just to tune in.
That's right.
I think.
They play in Hey Diddle Diddle. Guys, I'm calling Doug's Glue Guzzler. Where you at? That's from Mr. Smith. What does that mean?
We're supposed to connect the listeners now? We don't have enough to do right now. We got all this typing going on. You can't tell how busy we are. And we're supposed to stop what we're doing to try to find out.
Hook up couples.
Right.
I'm happy to do it. I got an email during the commercial break from a lady who starts the email by saying, "Hi, Tim. Thank you for getting back to me." Because she initially wanted me to introduce her to Ryan Kelly because she wanted to, I guess, get pre-approved or something along those lines. She said, "I'm actually already well underway with my refinance. Ryan Kelly's team is taking great care of me." On a different topic, my boyfriend has been telling me that I should share some stories of my sporting experiences.
Nope.
Well, hold on a second. When you say nope, what happened?
Yep. Meaning nope, it's not a female, right?
Yeah, you got that
right. Are we right on that, Doug?
Right.
Well, you would think if she said, "Hook me up with Ryan Kelly," she'd have to give you a name. Yeah, I'm a female. Hook me up with Ryan Kelly. Have him call Bill.
Well, she'll give a name now, but then when it's time to call Ryan Kelly, Bill will be the one on the line.
And he's a plumber in Spanish Lake?
Probably so, yeah.
I think that's
giving
him a lot of credit.
My boyfriend told me that I should share some of my stories on my sporting experiences. And after Monday's swinger conversation, I figured I would add some unicorn perspective. We weren't on Monday, right?
No, we weren't.
No, well, she might have been listening to a best of.
Maybe she thought it was Tuesday.
But we did mention, we talked unicorns on Tuesday.
Doug, it's a he.
Yeah, that's right. He, Bill.
A few years ago was the first time I ever experimented in the swinger lifestyle. I actually went to a club in Ohio with a couple that I had played with previously. It was their bachelorette weekend. So we went to a members-only club that they had been to several times before. They had already set up a couple of bucket list fantasies for themselves. So my experience was... Don't you think this is a woman still?
This is someone who emailed you directly, dropped in
while we were in the restroom together, and I scroll through my phone, acting like I'm looking at emails and actually trying to sneak a peek over the divider. This was sent to my phone.
Can you give me a name before I get aroused, and then I find out at the end it's Jim?
You can take a look at the. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. It's a
No, I just want to. Is there a name?
Yeah, you see it up there, right?
I can't see that.
Try not to get aroused when you're sitting this close to me.
Go see beyond.
Put that off.
It's a
anybody see my
1993
All right, well-
Penthouse article that he copy and pasted.
He says it is a female now.
Well, I see the name. That doesn't.
Well,
I'm just going to pretend it's a woman.
It's not.
No, for my purposes, I'm going to pretend it is.
Okay.
They had already set up a couple of bucket list fantasies for themselves, so my experience was probably better than most for a first time. It's a BYOB situation, but they provided a bartender and mixers. It was a lot like a house party, but with a DJ, stripper poles, and fetish areas.
yeah, you're usually your first time with like a threesome or a moresome. You want a DJ. You want a lot of people there witnessing it, seeing your face.
I need a fetish area, just like I need a chipping area before I go and play.
Like all fetishes?
Let's see what she has to say. And remember, this is not Bill from Spanish Lake.
Yes, it is.
And lots of private and not so private rooms for people to play in. Most people are mingling and getting to know each other at the beginning of the night. But around 10 p.m., people start getting naked.
Look at that long.
Yeah.
Plowhawk is all in with his stack.
Well, the naked at 10 o'clock. I guess it all depends on the start date. And, are people fashionably late? But
Well, this is Ohio. The women begin changing into lingerie, and people start separating off to find a place to get freaky with the prospects they found.
No.
I, of course, participated in this activity.
Sure, of
Yeah,
course.
well, you're a unicorn, yeah.
right next to the DJ.
Weren't you with your couple that you brought?
Why do people send these?
Because you're reading it.
Imagine hiring
Come
like
on.
I think the best part of it is like picturing like the DJ. He's got to be in character. What music do you pick? Is it a little weird that like at 10 o'clock people start undressing and changing into lingerie?
And he just has to sit there and keep spinning records.
And why are you going? And why is the couple going? They've already
We'll
hooked up
find
with
out.
you. as the unicorn.
I haven't. I'm reading this for the first time, just as you are hearing it for the first time.
Oh, okay.
I decided to wear lingerie that was see-through and have never been more comfortable being so naked in front of so many people. My friend, Doug, again, this is not a plumber
No.
from Spanish Lake. This is an attractive 20-something who wanted to refinance with Ryan Kelly.
Right. It all started with a mortgage plan.
I know for a fact it's a male now.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, there's no
Hard
way.
to get one
There's
fast.
no way a girl takes the time to email Tim and ask about Ryan Kelly, and then said, "I've seen this. I'm looking at it. It's like 20 paragraphs long about her experience. There's no way a girl."
Seriously having a panic attack. Could someone please respond to me and get back to me about why my account was deleted?
I forgot about that one.
And in van, 2. My friends had set up a GB situation for her. Doug, what is a GB? Great Britain?
Girl, boy.
That's a gang, and you can't use the last word.
There was that one-man gang who was a wrestler in the WWF at the time. Not WWE, it was WWF at the time. And he was a fat man with a mohawk, and he was called the one-man gang.
Oh, was he?
Mm-hmm. And I think his cousin was Tommy Tugboat. Am I right about that? Nurse?
I don't know.
Tugboat Tommy? Was it Tugboat Tommy or Tommy Tugboat?
I don't know.
Plowsy, can you hear? Oh.
There's Jackson. You interrupted Tim's story.
Dude, it's like the one mic that I forget to like pot up. Sorry,
What's going on, Jackson? Are you getting turned on? You want to have your mic off so you can finish?
No. I wanted to get my mic turned on. I have this button to talk to Plowsy, but sometimes it doesn't work. Do you hear me ever on this phone?
I do not, and if I did, I would have definitely potted you up.
My bad. I can do it to like Doug and Tim and Iggy real easily, but I'll have to figure it out.
Well, you can tell me, and then I'll tell Plowsy to pot you up.
Yeah, we'll do a little round robin. What am I looking up?
Oh. Well, I don't know if you've been listening.
Oh, I have.
But, a lady sent me an email during the commercial break about being a unicorn and hanging out with a couple at a swingers club in Ohio.
Right, but isn't there something about Tugboat Tommy or something?
Is that a real person?
Tugboat Tommy, was he or was he not a wrestler in the WWF, WWE, back in the 80s?
I see Theodore Tugboat, which was a 1993 Canadian children's TV show.
Doug?
Okay, I don't know about any of it.
Can we get this girl to call in?
Call in, Big Unicorn.
Big Jim.
Yeah, she probably has strep throat.
Big plumber.
The number is 636-900-4TMA, and we'll put you right through. We will.
Oh, someone's calling.
Oh, my God, Doug.
Pause, put me down.
Almighty.
D. Donald, would you quit asking me out, ready?
Oh, gosh.
Oh, man.
He ran out of breath.
Continue.
He's starting to find his special place, even though he knows this is Bill from Spanish.
I'm pretending it's a woman until...
My friends had set up a GB situation for her the following night with some men who had received permission from their wives.
Man, dude.
You have to get permission.
Where is this located at? Like,
what do you think? It's in Cincinnati?
Shaker Heights.
Shaker Heights.
Ohio. That's Cleveland, Shaker Heights.
I mean, it's got to be a private residence, right? Like, to be able
I think she said they were at a members-only club. Yeah, members-only club.
Shaker Heights is... I don't know. They used to be. Shaker Heights used to be.
That's where you hung out with Robert Plant, right?
Yeah, it was. Used to be the wealthiest per capita population in the country.
But that night, we decided to all play together. M, 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 F, 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 F. Yes, that's a 9-person orgy.
And by the way, sorry to interrupt again. This is her first time.
That's correct.
Am I correct?
It's an aggressive move.
I mean, that's all in.
It's a guy using all the...
We know it's a guy. We established that as soon as he started the story.
Well, all the M and Fs gave it away.
We were in one of the not so private rooms, which had a large platform with a rubber-covered mattress. For those that might be a little grossed out by this,
yes.
I will note that they have plenty of clean sheets and towels and rooms getting cleaned by the users.
Oh.
So the people do the laundry there too?
Well,
Wonderful.
You probably have to.
Hello?
Mike?
Yes, go talk.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Absolutely.
Hello?
Cut him off.
This guy.
I can just see somebody with like a big mop and bucket when they all leave. They're just squeeging off the rubber mattress.
He's in a hazmat suit.
Next.
It's like a movie theater stickiness to it.
It's not at all disgusting like the arcades.
The arcades.
They don't even make those anymore. There is a guy that mops that up, yeah.
Oh.
What a job that would be. What do you do for a living? I mop the arcades.
It's not at all disgusting like the arcades. These rooms weren't private because there is only a sheer curtain that separates them, and anyone walking in the halls can watch. If curtains are open, you can join. If curtains are closed, you may look, but do not touch.
That's it.
So now you think this is a woman?
Well, I know that's true. I don't think it's a woman.
Because you've been in one of these arcades.
No, it's just the same at Hito. If the door is wide open, they want you to come in and join. If it's just open a crack, they want you to watch.
Of course, we spent part of our time fending off the creepers who kept crossing the curtain. I also found out there are some really aggressive females. There was one older lady who kept asking me to come and enjoy her friend because he was rather large.
Man.
This is a dear Deidre.
This is like your first time ever skydiving and you decide to base jump by yourself. Like, nobody dives into a 9-some your
I
first
gotta tell
time.
you, the Plowhawk's thought process on coming all in on this being a bluff is where I would have to line up. It's not because I would dismiss it out of hand, because in reality, we don't have any women in their 20s engaging in orgies listening to the show. It's the fact that for a first time, somebody to have a 9-some is unlikely. That's where I come in on it. Iggy, where do you come in on your read?
And unlikely that she's emailing you for the first time, probably hasn't listened to the show, and asking about a mortgage, and then goes into a diatribe about orgy she had.
Do we really have to talk ourselves into believing this is fake?
Look, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt.
What about the Swing Haven board member?
Well, I gave him the benefit of the doubt.
That's
He
way
came
more
into the
believable.
studio without her. All we ask you is to bring the girl in.
No,
that's
that's
never
not-
happened.
no,
We've given
there's
you
no
many
girl.
opportunities.
She's not available.
But I'm giving this girl an opportunity to call in. If you listen to the show,
Jackson told me there's a guy named Bruce on the line.
I don't even know how to put him
there's
on.
3 lines ringing, so I
Line
don't
him
know.
up.
Maybe she's called. Well, let me finish the story. So there's only a couple more sentences. After telling her no a couple times, she just decided to reach out and touch me. Not acceptable behavior, by the way.
No.
Most swingers I have ever met are really adamant about consent. The second night was even better than the first, as I was able to cross a couple things off my own bucket list. Maybe I will share that one, or my FFF story another time, smiley face. P.S. If you choose to share this, please don't use my real name. That comes from a unicorn sex kid.
Well, that's not her real name.
We had to share it. Yeah.
For starters, you got 9 people naked, smushed up in a sweat sex ball, and you have to ask permission to touch somebody else? I feel like permission is out the door at this point when you have a sheet and 9 people kind of slapping it around.
It's important for us, though, not to mention her name because I think everybody knows who this is.
Yes, the unicorn sex kid.
Unicorn sex kid. We just mentioned your real name. Well, it's a guy.
Well, we've invited her to call in. Is she on hold?
Yeah, it's Bruce.
That sounds about right.
Bruce, you are on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Welcome to the presentation.
Good morning, boys. How are you?
Hello, Bruce.
Oh, Bruce is back. We know it's not Bruce,
fake,
but
yeah.
at least we get to hear his voice.
Hi, Iggy. How are you doing?
Good, buddy. How's New York?
What's up, Bruce?
Well, it's been interesting. As you can imagine, the party planning business over the last 24 months has not been great.
Why not?
We did move out to Westchester County so I could get Bo and Press in some good schools.
Sure.
But, yeah, it's been stressful on Jacob and I and our relationship, but we're doing well. How is everybody there?
Oh, we're just fine. We're just fine. We don't party as much as you do, so we're not living the glamorous life, the lifestyle that you are. But
I don't know that there's been much partying with this Omicron. They're everywhere, just kind of sitting in the house watching Netflix shows. So nothing real intense. Plowboy, it's good to hear you back.
Great to hear you, Bruce. Don't you have kids, Hansel and Mateo?
It's Beaumont and Prescott. They're doing well. Thank you for asking.
Like 2
They're
kids,
doing very
Beaumont
well.
and Prescott. How old is Beaumont now? I feel like he's about 8.
My God, they're both in kindergarten. You wouldn't believe it, Tim. It's amazing how time flies. I always say, make time stop, make time stop. It never stops.
No, it doesn't.
FYI. They're going to Iona Prep in Westchester County. It's a lovely school, and they're doing very well. They've only been quarantined once each this year, which for Westchester County is something of a miracle, and we're very happy to have them there.
Doug, Beaumont and Prescott,
All right.
both in kindergarten.
You call them
right.
that? You have nicknames
How's everything
for the
in
kids.
St. Louis?
Those are long names. Bo and Press, I guess.
Well, sometimes you call them that, Doug, but usually we're mad at them because they're doing something mischievous, and then it goes back to the full name.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's got to be tough for you, Bruce, because you're an outgoing person. You're a people person. And
it has been really tough, but Ken, we did find we found a loophole, if you will. Believe it or not, these hedge funds don't want to act on the rules of others, so they have been having quote unquote underground parties, secret parties, where there's no phones allowed, no cameras or anything, and we've been planning those for them, and that's kept us quite busy. It's not great, it's not as good as it was back in the golden era, but we've done very well, and we were able to buy a nice little house in Westchester County because of it.
Nice. I thought you were living on the Upper West Side when you called in last.
We were, Tim, but what happened is when the pandemic hit and we got the claustrophobia, we had to get out of there. And we knew eventually we were probably going to raise the boys in the suburbs. You know, I was growing up in Clayton, so I grew up in a suburb. And I think that it was a matter of time before we moved out there. We were trying to delay it. But now we're out in the land of Pepsi executives and retired real estate moguls. So it's a lovely place, but it's not quite the vibrance of Manhattan, if you will.
Wouldn't think so.
I'm still waiting, too. I know you were going to stop by Joanne's on the Lower East Side and pick me up a bottle of Lady Gaga wine.
Well, it's been tough. It's been tough, Ken. I don't get to Manhattan as much as I'd like. We are doing a lot of things virtually through Zoom. And honestly, the only times I've been into the city over the last few months is I went and had dinner with an old friend, but we weren't anywhere near the Lower East Side. And then actually I had coffee with St. Louis native Andy Cohen over the holidays right before he got corona. And we actually talked about your show. So he had a few he did know about it and had a few questions. And I can tell you he's a loyal listener.
I thought so, Doug. Didn't you think he was a listener?
Why wouldn't he be?
He's not a listener.
In New York.
He was coming to St. Louis, and I reached out to the publicist to get him on the show, and she said he's doing one show, KMOX.
Yeah, he's a very busy man. And he comes from a very old-school traditional family, Ken. So most of that is that he wants his parents to hear him on KMOX because, you know, it's the 10,000-watt super leader. And I think that's really what – or is it 50,000 watts?
50. 50.
Doug says it's 50.
Well, we're on 100,000 watt here. So.
100,000. Oh, my goodness. Maybe that's why there's so many Cardinal fans in Denver.
Well, it could be. I believe KMOX is 50, but it travels well at night, and FM doesn't travel as well. But
Well, he was good on the CNN New Year's Eve show.
Oh my goodness, what a hoot! I couldn't stop laughing. He had a few cocktails. I was texting with him the next morning, and he could barely function. It was very, very entertaining. So it's good to hear you on a new station. Everyone sounds fantastic.
Well, thank you, Bruce. It's wonderful to hear from you again as well.
I mean, you're one of the all-time great callers in the show's history, Bruce, and it's so wonderful to have you back. The Plowhawk is back, and we've got this whole new setup. Are you watching us at all? I'd love to know what you think of how we look, Doug. It's very important, to me anyway, that our fashion is on point, as I know we're all going to be going to the Hamptons here for Easter.
You all look fantastic. I didn't want to say this to overflatter Doug, but somebody sent me a photo of a headshot from you guys yesterday from, I think it was 2003. And Doug, you generally look the same.
You do, Doug. Bruce is right. You look. Did you see? You saw the picture you posted on Instagram?
Yes, I did see the picture.
You look. Don't you think you look the same?
Well, no. I appreciate the sentiment, but
you don't really.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think so.
I thought you looked fantastic. I know you're not that young of a man anymore, and you look very much similar to you did in 2003, which is 19 years ago now.
Yeah.
So
19 years ago.
It's very impressive, Tim. You look fantastic as well, minus the hair.
Yeah, I lost the hair. It's a whole thing.
You settled into your look, and there's nothing wrong with that. And it's very commendable that you came home with your hairline. Jacob has done the same thing over the pandemic.
Jacob shaved his head. Jacob shaved his head?
Yes, Jacob shaved it, and he uses this thing. It's a little bit sexy, to be honest. He puts almost a glove on his hand that has these razors on it, and it gives him a clean, smooth, zero shave across his head.
Don't say virile.
Well, I'm a little descriptive, Doug. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right.
Yeah, Jacob and I are on the same page.
And Plowboy, I don't know how this never came up in the past, but we used to go to a club when we lived in Chelsea called the Barracuda. And I'll never forget that the bouncer used to wear overalls and keep straw in his mouth, and he called himself the Plowboy. And now I never knew how that didn't come up, but it's just so funny. I just thought of that this morning when I saw your face on the YouTubes, and I said, that's how I know the name Plowboy. So amazing that my two worlds have come together like that.
I love you, Bruce, and whenever you can get us to New York, we'd love to do a show from. Do you have a penthouse, or is it more of a? Did you go more residential with Beaumont and Prescott?
It's very residential.
Okay.
It's an old Tudor, back from about the 1920s. It was built and used to be owned by a publishing giant, from what I heard.
Yeah.
But it's a very lovely house. It's just not quite what I was used to. So we're in the middle of furnishing it right now. We've been there about 8 months, and it's lovely. And the boys love their school, and they have a neighborhood where they can go out and canoodle with the other kids. But it's just not the same as the Upper West Side. But we're making do, and I can't cry. I can't cry for anybody when I'm living in a very nice area. So thanks for asking, though.
Yeah, you're a gentleman. You're a gentleman.
We'll get together when I get up there. I'm coming up to see a guitar eventually. So
you're not going to get.
Oh, great. Well, that's great. Ken, hit me up, and I will take you around the town. Maybe we can grab coffee, and maybe we can get down to Joanne's. That would be fantastic.
There you go.
Me and Cohen will go hang out.
There we go. Well, guys, it's been lovely talking to you. Thanks, and congratulations, sincerely, on your move. I know these radio things often tend to get out of hand, and I'm just very happy that you've landed somewhere on your feet that's so nice, lovely, and productive.
Thank you so much,
right,
Bruce. What a wonderful sentiment.
Thanks, buddy.
And congratulations to Bruce and Jacob and Bo and Prescott on their move, Doug. They're no longer in Manhattan.
No, they got a lovely Tudor now out in Westchester County.
I refuse to believe that he is fake because I freaking love Bruce or whoever voices Bruce. Super awesome. And I'm looking at Iona Prep. It's expensive.
What's that go for? About $75,000 a year?
It looks like it's $19,000 a year, but 6th grade through 8th grade, just 3 grades, is $16,000.
I read where Harrison Bader went to a school that was $50,000 a year.
Yeah, private New York.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
$50,000 a year. Can you believe having that kind of money to throw around for 3rd grade?
$16,000 a year for a babysitter. That's basically what it is when you're in kindergarten.
No.
Uh-oh.
What are you
Here
learning
comes
in
Horton
kindergarten?
Watkins.
What are you learning in kindergarten? I colored in kindergarten and took naps.
You're learning some social skills.
It's important. Kindergarten is very important.
Yeah.
I didn't say it wasn't important, but you're not learning anything for $16,000.
Well, you start the reading process, and
Yeah,
Learn to get along with other kids.
Must have been different. I went to Sherman, so.
You know, because they can't. We were like gluing things.
Well,
and
those were
coloring
Shishawali
things.
schools.
I wouldn't disagree.
It was
there.
down in the city.
I don't think it's just taking naps at kindergarten. Although I had to take a nap, I remember. We brought a rug. You have to bring a rug to sleep on?
I did the Thomas the Train like foam mat. Like the the
that's
foam
nice.
mats were in where you could roll it up and then
Oh, I would
Velcro
love
it.
that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I didn't know why we were taking a nap. It's a half day. I said, why am I taking a nap? I'm leaving here in like 45 minutes.
Well, because you're 5 years old.
Yeah.
And they need a cigarette.
Jackson, do you have the Engineer Design Facilities text inbox up?
Certainly, and I figured out how to talk to Plowboy without going on the air, so
It
we're all
did
good.
work.
Oh, wow.
I
Well, then
was-
exciting times.
I was hitting the wrong button.
Has that lady called in?
No.
What's going on with that, Doug?
Not a lady at all.
He's working.
Not a lady.
Yeah, I gave you the benefit of the doubt, but now it's.
Now you're off? Okay. Well, we gave her a chance to call in. It's 636-9004-TMA if you would like to call in. I think what was her name? Unicorn Sex Kitten or something like that, who sent the email to me.
You weren't supposed to mention her name, Tim.
Well, her real name, the one I show you.
Is that one even a real name?
Well,
The Unicorn
it's a
Sex
Gmail
Kitten?
account, so it has to be real.
Oh, okay.
Probably
It's
not her
legit.
government name.
Yeah, Kevin Miller has made up 9 Gmail accounts.
Okay, say
for this
Deke
show.
Dotem has his own Gmail as well.
We're getting a lot of suggestions for Bruce to call in on Balloon Party and see how that goes.
Ask a Cardinal.
Fuelsy with that text.
Ask a Cardinal.
And about 5 other people, but Fuelsy was the first one in, so Fuelsy tip of the cap. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Maybe I know we have Dan McLaughlin on today, but maybe we will have Bruce call in and give an update on how things are going for him, Jacob, Bo, and Prescott in New York. I think it'd play really well. Let's see what we got here. Idiots. You don't pay for the education, you pay to hook up with the hot dads behind North Glendale. Thanks. That's from Nitro. This Nitro's banging a lot of guys in town.
Yeah, but the hornier dads are the blue collar.
Why are they all in the Kirkwood School District? Nifer, now Glendale? This doesn't have in any other school district?
Look, I went to Sherman for grade school. I mean,
That's a city school?
yeah. My dad worked there, so it was.
I thought he worked at Charcoal House.
Well, he did eventually when we were little kids. I mean, he was a janitor at Sherman School.
And where is that? Down by the Shaw's Garden?
Yeah, down by Utah and all that.
I used to live right by there.
And then first grade, I went to Sherman. I went to St. Margaret's first and second grade.
St. Margaret's of Scotland.
Yeah. And then he was working there. He moved from Sherman to there. And I would cry because he would have lunch with me, and then he would go back to work, and I'd cry.
Such a sad story.
Very sad. Would you go back to the Charcoal House?
No, then he went to work at Slays Caruso when we moved to Brentwood. Where the
typing.
Yeah, Jackson's back there. I don't know if it's still there. There's a Schnucks across the catty corner from St. Mary Magdalene, which is on the corner of Brentwood and Manchester.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, baby.
Yeah, it used to be Slays Caruso, and my dad worked there as a bartender. Then he went to Charcoal House.
I read just yesterday online that Brentwood was a really rough place about 100 years ago. It was a place with it was almost all bars and a lot of rowdy behavior. It was named Maddenville.
Is that right? After John Madden?
Not after John. Yeah, he wasn't around yet.
Was there any place that wasn't brutal 100 years ago?
I don't know. Well, there's
St. Gabriel's.
St. Louis had a lot of money back then. A lot of money.
Close to the Depression era, and then Prohibition. And
Well, it wasn't a Depression era. St. Louis was booming, absolutely booming.
Business is booming. Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
Well, 100 years ago in 1920, so
Right.
When did that change?
It was booming. Well, it's certainly changed. I'm sure the Depression hurt, but
I'm not a Brentwood
It was booming up
historian,
until
I
about the 50s when it started to go sour.
Just a Hall of Famer.
I just, back, in the early days, my mom and dad would go like Gaslight Square, and
Yeah.
there were speakeasies and things like that.
I don't know about the speakeasy.
That was
I
more.
remember my parents went to Gaslight Square too. Said it was a fun place.
It was, yeah.
But it was
And
only
there was
going
speakeasies?
for a couple of years. I don't know. They had a lot of bars and beatniks and music being played on the streets and everything. Apparently, it was the happening place in town there for a while.
Hey, if you have visibility to your company or place of business's commercial fire alarm panel and system, please email fire@edf-rg.com, and they'll have a technician come out and provide a free evaluation of your system and offer the most competitive contract pricing in the market. You can also check them out anytime at edf-rg.com. That's Engineer Design Facilities, the sponsor of our text inbox here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After, the official commercial fire alarm services and solutions provider of the Ryan Kelly Morning After. EDF is Missouri and Illinois preferred full-service vendor for licensed and certified professional servicing, monitoring, and testing for fire alarm services and systems, fire suppression systems, fire alarm system monitoring services, tenant improvements and construction, security access monitoring services. This is EDF online at edf-rg.com, the sponsor of the text inbox here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Doug, when you're on 101 ESPN, it's the text line.
Yeah, don't
when
say
you're
inbox.
here,
Right.
text inbox.
Well, words are important.
Words are like weapons, sharper than knives. Pat Benatar, think about that.
Okay.
What do you think?
That's deep. Well, you have to choose your verbiage carefully, apparently.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Munganess Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. The first tournament of 2022 is here, and Iggy won 2021 convincing.
I don't know that he did. I don't know that he won at all.
1-0.
It was tied or I was ahead, and I'm off a couple months. I come back. Well, you lost 2019. What?
I think
What do you mean I lost 2019?
I think Raby picked for you a couple times.
That doesn't count then. Then apparently I won.
No, you were losing. Going
I remember being ahead.
Just take your losses.
I remember winning several in a row, bunch in a row. Sure, I did.
Take your loss like I won like 12 in a row. Take your loss like a man.
Well, I don't get to see who I'm picking.
Well, you got another year to try and do something here.
So let me let the listeners know how this whole thing works, just to refresh everybody's memories. And with the YouTube now, we have more and more friends of the feather aware of the radio presentation than even just a few weeks ago. The text inbox is at an all-time high as far as number of texts coming in. This is absurd. And Doug, right now, 559 people are watching.
Okay.
You draft golfers out of a box for a tournament that I think only me and Iggy are aware of being played. This event is called what, Iggy?
The Century Tournament of Champions.
The Century Tournament of Champions.
Played out of Kapalua at the Plantation course.
Tell Doug about the course before he picks his golfer.
It won't matter.
Doug, this is obviously whenever you have an island course, there could be wind. It doesn't matter to these players. This is a birdie fest.
Won't affect who I pick.
This is a birdie fest. You're looking for, well, you're not looking. You're looking at nothing.
You're looking for the best players.
What I'm looking for, well, you're just looking at a box. What I'm looking
Right.
for, you say I don't do any research.
Well,
what
you
I'm
do it.
looking
It doesn't
for
matter. You
is
establish that.
is bombers because
You're looking for bombers.
These fairways are so huge, and even if you miss, you're not in trouble. I'm looking at par 5 scoring. All these. There's 4 of them. There's only 3 par 3s in the course. That's why it's a par 73. Just looking for par 5 guys that are just going to tear up these par 5s. So that's what I'm looking for this week. And guys who have played well at the Plantation course. Those are my 3 criteria this week.
Nice.
Okay.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for whatever names I can pull out of the box. Who's going to hold the box?
I'll hold it
so
up
I
for
can't
you.
see.
Plowhawk will hold it up. You can watch this on YouTube, the first draft. YouTube.com/TMASTL. Subscribe to it. Click the little bell. You get notifications. And if you could like it, I understand that helps. I don't know what it means, but if you like it,
really,
it helps. And
And
of course,
let's,
subscribe to it. We're already over like 2,700 subscribers on this thing.
Wow. And let's get the rules done real quick here before.
Oh,
we
Doug,
start.
here are the
So there's-
rules.
So there's no bitching at the end of the round. If you pick somebody that I already have on my team, you can keep that person on your team if you like.
Sure.
Or you can repick.
Right.
That's up to you. You have the option.
Sure.
And 2, you still have to stay under $50,000. Jackson's got the prices back there, so if he goes over.
Now, why is that if I don't even get to see the names?
Because we're playing a real game. Jamie Burkhardt of Munganess put money into our accounts.
He Venmoed $800
in DraftKings, so
If
you
I
have
go over
to
50,
stay.
we're not entered.
You're not entered, so you have to stay under $50,000.
Makes it even harder. And you still lost 19 times.
Yes, but you lost to me, so.
I don't think I did. I got sick. I went down. I come back. Whoop, you lost.
Pick
Sorry. What the hell's that all about?
Pick a name, old man.
Okay.
Younger than me. And
This is important.
I have a name. Oh, Joel Dahman.
I say Damon.
Damon?
It's Damon.
Okay. Well, he's not a very good one.
Well,
yeah, I mean, when you have a field like this, you'd hope to get somebody better than Joel Damon. But what you have to understand, Doug, and I know you do, is that sometimes you have events that are not necessarily top-notch fields, and Joel Damon, he won his first PGA Tour event in the Caribbean last year. Iggy, where did he win? Was he in Puerto Rico or was he the Dominican?
I believe Dominican.
Doug, was it the Dominican?
I don't know. I don't
You picked him,
follow
though,
it.
because you like the way he plays on islands.
See it.
and
That's why I picked it. I had no idea who I was picking.
But he played an Oceanside course. He won. And you may not think it's a good pick, but in order for me to get these $8,000 and $9,000 players into my field,
You're going to pick him too now.
Joel Damon is in my field.
You picked him.
Yes, you see right there.
You son of a...
I picked this last night, so these are the players I have.
You know what? I'm going to decide at the end if I'm going to repick.
Joel Damon.
No,
he's saying that's not allowed.
I guess no, he can because I have him, so that was the rule. If I have the same person, he can repick.
Right.
Well, these rules are fluid.
So it's not repicking.
Here is Doug's second pick. People gathering around their televisions at home watching this. Seamus Power.
It's a sneaker.
You like him, or is he on your roster? He's 6,600.
No.
Damon was 6,100.
I will tell you, Seamus Power is. I was going to play him to make the top 20 and pick 6, but he was minus 130 to make the top 20, so I couldn't fit him in there.
Okay.
I will go with my next lowest price player. I'm looking through my field here. Kind of a steal for me because he plays well here. Didn't do much last year.
Who'd you pick?
I'm going with, for his short game, P. Reed.
Preed. Doug, do you feel like Preed's going to be a chalky play this week? He's only 7,900. And I think a lot of people will be on Preed, and so maybe you won't have as much leverage on the field if you decide to go with him.
I don't know who I'm going with. I can't see who I'm going with. I'll go with this guy. I just pulled his name out. Justin Thomas.
Oh, my goodness. What a wonderful lineup.
Second favorite behind Rahm.
Do you think JT's going to have a big year this year?
Yeah, I like JT in this tournament. He was one of my picks, my pick 6. I picked him over Rahm. Look at the fact Rahm usually gets off to a slow start, doesn't play a lot. And, JT played in the Hero Challenge. He played in the father-son,
PNC,
father-daughter, father-grandson, whatever. If you're just related, you can play in that thing now. So at least JT's been playing a little bit.
Stepdad's son.
Stepdad. I'm sure there was some stepsons playing in it.
Probably.
Lee Trevino, I think he had his grandson. All right, who's next for me? 80,000.
Doug, who's next for you?
I don't know.
Coming in at 8,400, which I think is a steal because of the way he plays this course, and he's just so solid in his all-around game. I'm going with Daniel Berger.
Doug Daniel Berger from Jupiter, Florida.
All right.
Had a really nice year last year. It'll be fun to see if he can carry it over in 2020. That's going to be fun.
It's not going to be that much fun. I can't. Have I got one? I can't feel these numbers.
I cut them a little thin.
Okay.
Cut them thin to win. Fat, you lose your gat. Get the gat.
Tony Finau.
Tony Finau, we know he won't win, but he could finish second after leading.
Where he be now?
Tony Finau. Where he be now? Tony Finau. Where he be now?
That's enough.
I think he's going to have a big year after winning one of the FedEx Cup events and getting that win off his back. Actually winning a decent tournament, not some opposite field event down in Puerto Rico. I think he'll have a big year. Coming in next at 8,900.
Oh, wow.
A guy that I think can win this tournament, which means he'll probably finish around 35th.
Nice.
But he has won this tournament, has the course record.
So who is it?
I'm going with Jordan Spieth.
Jordan Spieth can win this event, Doug.
Well, I think any of them can.
No,
they're all very good players. They're all professionals. They can all win.
No, I don't believe you'll be seeing Siwoo Kim up there.
John Rahm.
Oh, my God.
You need to start checking the salary, Jackson.
Uh-oh.
He's got
Jackson,
Rahm and JT.
Iggy thinks that there might be some dirty pool involved.
No, I'm saying with JT and Rahm, he's got to be getting close.
You think
to
Rockio is feeding Doug names?
42,300.
Yeah, you got 7,700 left to ball with.
Okay,
oh,
that's what I'm
nice.
saying. So
Doug, this is a hell of a roster.
Okay.
How many? He's got, what, one pick left?
Correct.
Okay, and my second to last highest price player, a man who came out of nowhere last year. He was so good coming out of the Korn Ferry Tour. Thought he was going to be great. Struggled when he got that first win under his belt. He's
Who
just
is
on
it?
fire. I'm going with Sam Burns.
Doug Sam Burns, currently ranked number 10 in the world. I think a lot of people would be surprised to hear that. Sounds like the Plowhawk is one of them. Are you surprised Sam Burns is 10?
And how much is he worth? What did he cost you?
Well, don't worry, I'm under.
What did he cost you?
I've already got my team
Well,
in.
we're going to make sure, aren't we?
9,100.
Okay, why would you delay?
Well, look, I've already got my team in there. They wouldn't let me in if I was over
This kind of
50,000.
feels like you're trying to cheat.
Look, my team is entered already in my personal account.
All right, I've got to be
7,700
or less.
Gooch.
Clip that off.
How many have I got there, Plowsy?
Homa.
Patrick Reed at 79.
Oh, he is not eligible. I'm sorry.
I'll have to draw another name,
Yep.
won't I?
This is a big moment. Munganess, Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown, stlouisacura.com, altontoyota.com, the great Jamie Burkhardt and Clayton Patterson.
Eric Van Rooyen.
Eric Van Rooyen, and Iggy's got to be happy about that pick. That is a big break for Iggy. Doug positioned so well with the JT play, with the John Rahm play, and he had work that he could do, but he got Eric Van Rooyen.
So now I think I'll draw another one instead of Damon.
Well, he was only 6,100, so you're
7,700 you have to left to play.
Yeah, 7,700 again.
Right.
All right.
So I can keep drawing until I get somebody closer to 7,700, right?
Iggy?
Well, if you go over it, then yes. But if you go under it, that's your player.
That's your player.
Okay, Bryson DeChambeau, he's 10,000.
No dice.
Okay, boy, this could take a long time now to...
See woo.
Mark Leishman.
Yep.
Oh, that's
75.
a nice
I got
play.
Leishman instead
That
of
was the
Dahmer.
perfect. That was the optimal play. Why did you choose Leishman?
Because it's just the piece of paper that came up when I put my hand in there.
Okay.
It's the one you looked at when you...
You saw me do it.
Now we have witnesses, too, the YouTube people.
Yeah, you can see. My final pick, I play him almost every week, and God, he's always there. He just doesn't win enough for me, but I'm going with Xander Schauffele.
X-Man.
And there's my lineup.
Doug, what do you think? How do you like your lineup?
Who was that? You Shoffley? Was your
So my lineup is Berger, Burns, Damon, Reed, Schauffele, Spieth.
I got to say, I like Doug's roster.
I have Leishman, Power, Thomas, Finau, Rahm, Van Rooyen.
You might win right there. You just need EVR to come through, but EVR is going to be low owned. And you picked him because you knew you'd have some leverage on the field with it.
No, I just reached into the box to see who I was picking. That's why I picked him.
Yep, and you didn't beat me last year, so you won't.
Well, I beat you 19 times last year.
But you
Not
lost
looking.
20, so.
I don't know that I did. I went away, I came back, you lost.
Let's
I
win
did.
some money. I actually root for you because we're playing for money. There's money involved for the charity.
Well, yeah.
What, to go Mega Meyer Foundation?
Mega Meyer Foundation. At the end of the year, whatever's left, we give to them for a Gobble Bowl. So this is a year-long thing, Doug. This will go all the way until next, November.
Okay. Hopefully it's not too humbling.
Well, hopefully we're not out of money by then.
Hopefully your research doesn't come up empty again.
What are we playing here? There weren't a lot of options this week.
Doug, what are we playing?
I couldn't even find a $5.
$5 drive the green. $1,000 to the winner. $1,000 to the winner.
Yeah, I got into a $2 game. This 20,000.
Yeah, but there's probably like 30,000 entries.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Why, but all I know is the kid won the tournament. He is definitely not.
Yes, he did, but keep your mouth closed afterwards when you lay up with a 5-iron.
Oh.
He's not a fan of P. Reed, I can tell you that much right now.
Yeah, but he made birdie there too, dumbass.
He did. Smart take.
Yeah, you may know horses, you don't know golf.
Oh, God. All right, you are welcome to get involved on the presentation by texting into the EDF text inbox. The number, 314-881-8625. You can save it in your phone, 314-881-TMA5. Call in like Bruce did, 636-9004-TMA, 636-9004-TMA. That is how you can call into the presentation and email in the morning after at InsideSTL.com for our design, air, heating, and cooling email today, which comes your way on the captain's log in a matter of 42 minutes. 42 minutes, yep.
Okay.
The design, air, heating, and cooling email of the day. James Carlton is my insurance agent. I would like the audience to know about James Carlton's. Here's what I'm going to tell them. You have an insurance agent. I'm sure you do. 93% of the audience has an insurance agent, you think, Doug?
Oh, probably, yeah. Probably more than that. Everybody has insurance, right? You better.
I mean, I guess people might just call one of the national companies' ads they see.
Don't really have a personal touch.
Exactly. Okay, you call 314-961-4800 right now. Somebody's going to pick up the phone, and that person is in Webster Groves, Jack. That person is in Webster Groves. So if you have any questions regarding saving money on your policy or regarding any issues you may be having with home insurance, life insurance, auto insurance, a question you may have, you're going to talk to somebody in James's office right now. He prides himself on that customer service, and it is one of the reasons I am so happy that I switched to James Carlton and became a Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency client. 314-961-4800 or go online at carltoninsurance.net. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton, State Farm. Coming up in our 9 o'clock hour, Mark Hanna will be on taking your two-part questions. And we have the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. It's all coming up on your captain's log the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Don't forget, Action Jackson's having his InsideSTLShop.com clearance sale. Everything is 50% off. 50% off at InsideSTLShop.com. So you can purchase for 50% off right now at InsideSTLShop.com.
I may have to purchase the rest of those Iggy for Mayor hats.
Because you think you're going to campaign?
No, I can tell you when we come back what happened.
Oh, Doug, we've just been teased.
Hadn't been
We just got better
derailed,
at teasing.
I'll just say I went to register. We'll let you know what happened.
That is coming up on the other side of the break. I am wearing a TMA stocking cap right now.
I saw that's nice looking.
So all those ladies who are watching right now, Doug, watch this. I'm pointing at the ladies.
Oh, aphrodisiac there.
Letting them know. I'm thinking of all of you. I'm thinking of all of you. And I want you to know that. Every single one of you. I'm thinking about you in my TMA stocking cap, which you can get for 50% off because it's in Jackson's parents' living room.
Wow. That is hot. That's scorching hot.
It is a good one.
Turn up the temperature in here.
I gave one away. We did the Strode Christmas, and we do Rob the Neighbor, where everybody just buys a gift, throws it, and then you can go around and pick.
Right, that's fun.
And I bought a incense waterfall that I saw online. You put a little cone in there, and it lights, and the incense goes down the waterfall. And it has a nice smell to it. Then I threw an Iggy for Mayor hat in with it.
Oh, nice.
And everybody wanted to steal it. They said, we don't want the incense thing. Can we have the hat? So,
wow,
we went over big.
See?
Not so much my gift, but the hat did.
Did you sign for any of your family members?
I told you I had a sign for my niece for a couple of her friends.
That's right.
Beer Cats isn't happy about something.
No, what else is new?
We don't care about Hito boots. Glad talking about masks and Walgreens prompted you to talk about some stupid-ass Facebook page where you like to argue with some walrus Karens about their behavior at a resort you haven't been to in 12 years. That's from Beer Cats.
Yeah. Well, the lady on table 3 said her hamburger's overcooked, so go take care of that, please, busboy.
Wow. Well, we're going to find out what happened when Iggy went to register to run for mayor of Maryland Heights on the other side of the break. It's coming your way on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. This is 105.7 HD2 FM, TMASTL.com, and you can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe, youtube.com/TMASTL.
KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. Your home for the Morning After and TMA all day. Stream us live at youtube.com/TMASTL and at TMASTL.com.
A Swinghaven board member just sent in a picture of him and his wife, and it looks like they're on some stairs, maybe like at a casino or on a cruise ship or
probably
something.
Vegas.
Vegas, baby, Vegas.
Yeah, well, bring her in. Let us see that she's real.
Just bring her in. Parade your wives in. That's what we'd like to see next. Just make sure some of you have a significant other.
Doug, Mrs. Swinghaven board member is 5'8", 125 pounds.
Sure,
she has blonde hair, blue eyes with 34D.
Yeah.
It dropped off a couple times. I don't know what that means. That's from Swinghaven board member.
I'm sure. Almost every girl you see is 5'8", about 125. That's just average.
Who's that one on there? Looks like she's missing some teeth.
That's more like it.
Who is that?
I don't know.
Somebody's wife?
I'm not looking at the pictures, and neither is anyone else listening to this show. They don't know what we're
Jackson's
talking
just
about.
scrolling, and the screen's right in front of me, but I can't see that far.
Somebody just sent a picture of Lana Rhodes. There with Lana?
Is that the one I was talking about?
Probably so.
Looks like she's missing some teeth.
Well,
it's a really good, like the
hockey can
quality
do
of
that.
the pictures.
Hockey, meth, a lot of things.
4K.
Well, Lana Rhodes look hideous. Where was that picture from?
I don't know. What? You can't keep saying, where's that picture from? People can't see them. They don't know what you're looking at.
Well, Tim can.
Okay, but that's 2 of you, and we've got a listening audience of 14.
I think now this is bizarre. Doug, we may have a situation here. The number the Lana Rhodes picture was sent in from is your number.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I guess it may hack me.
Doug, what's going on now?
No, explain that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah, it is.
Iggy sent in a picture of Lana Rhodes, toothless. Is that what's happening now?
Yeah.
Iggy, did you send it, or did somebody...
No, I actually wanted that picture to be seen.
You did.
Yeah, but
What? So
I don't
you did
want
send
to
it.
say I did it, though.
And when you say to be seen, no one is seeing this but you. It's like you're playing a joke on yourself. No one else can see it.
Tim can. Jackson can.
Okay,
Rock
but
can.
we're broadcasting. There's 3 million people in this area that could possibly be listening to this. It just so happens that about 14 do. But they can't see the pictures you're talking about.
Rude.
No, we just described
What do you
it.
have to say about this?
we just described it. I was hoping somebody would say how hideous it looked.
No, I noticed that somebody...
We can't see it.
Did you just try to plant a way to make fun of something, to just bash somebody randomly in the show?
Not bash, just say, look at Lana Rhodes. Where's that from?
Now that's producing.
I think that was from Barstool.
You're
the day
a content creator.
She's trying to hit on YP.
Okay. Boy, this is weird.
I'm impressed, Iggy. Usually you just bash Lana Rhodes just out of the middle of nowhere. This time you tried to take some time and set it up on the show, and I appreciate the work.
I'll let somebody else do it.
You can imagine this is getting a response in the text inbox.
Man.
I really saw it, and I'm like, holy crap, somebody has Iggy's phone. Didn't even cross my mind that
it
you
was
sent
him.
it in. And initially you said you've been hacked.
The text is coming from the house. Get out.
I just figured nobody would know that number. You have him in your phone as Iggy or
Well,
whatever.
I got a weird memory.
Oh.
So, guys, let me get this straight. Iggy sent in a photo of a porn star who shaded him years ago, and he texted a photo of her himself and kept asking, is that Lana? Is that Lana who sent that?
That's right.
Wow.
That's what
Wow. That's from Randy Dirty Sheet.
Yeah, I tried to set it up.
Ravi, cancel the previous order. We have a new. we need a new one.
Guys, Iggy just lied, and then he said he didn't send it in. He's been caught. That's from Daryl Duran. Daryl Duran.
Yeah, great soccer player. One of the greatest soccer players St. Louis has ever produced.
I could have lied and said it's not my phone number. Or I could have I got hacked. It wasn't me.
He's a good coach,
I said it was
too.
me.
Coach, played a long time. Indoor team.
Iggy is absolutely wild, and B. That's from Man
it's
Child.
quite obvious at this point someone is being lied to.
Yeah.
So it's not a lie. It's just a misquote of myself. Well, I got the reaction I wanted. We talked about it.
Has the show advanced?
No, that's not advanced.
Well, it's actually in response to the IM or the Instagram message that came up earlier where it does, don't I look good? I just kind of posted one that answer that question.
I'm texting Raby the siren emoji.
But she's never going to see that or hear this reaction.
Well, do you think she's going to hear the things I talk about all the time on the air either? Never?
Well, that doesn't mean I'm not any more baffled when you do it those times either.
Yeah, well, we're just having fun. Got to rise out of you.
Sexologist Ken Play, who also writes columns in South Dakota and has won awards for it, says, hey, guys, just tuned in to hear Boots plant evidence and then lie about it. Seems about right. You said you were hacked, you lying liar. Lies, lies. Tell me, sweet little lies.
And did you hear me laughing when I said that, too? And then Tim said you were hacked. I go, no, that was me. So you may want to listen to the rest of the...
Actions speak louder than words.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. These days, everything seems to cost so much. How are you supposed to get by with prices so high? Here's an idea. Mortgage interest rates are sitting near these all-time low levels. And with an easy refinance, our clients, on average, save over $350 a month. Start saving today and apply online for your easy refinance at thehomeloanexpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. Featuring the Ryan Kelly Morning After, live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Followed by the best of TMA from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. And another same-day replay starting at 10 p.m. Find the full schedule at TMASTL.com. Brought to you by Ryan Kelly at thehomeloanexpert.com. The most efficient mortgage process you'll ever experience. KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. Your home for the Morning After and TMA all day. Stream us live at youtube.com/TMASTL and at TMASTL.com.
Wouldn't it?
I think Iggy told us what it was yesterday.
Yeah.
This is the guy who says
Maybe
he's
it's putty.
blocked, but I see he's in the YouTube chat. And he says they are playing the same Lana Rhoades clip from yesterday. 11 years of clips, and they're playing replays already on the third.
Well, we have no commercial spots recorded yet. It's the new year, and it's a new. I can't
So
play.
much going on right
I can't play a promo and then come back 30 seconds later to a new segment.
No, you can't.
So we have to play little, 5-minute clips.
So I'm going to give some people. So I really do want to address though that he came in and he threw his mask down. So I might not be able to go back to Iggy. Is it Putty Chains or Putty?
Putty. I missed the song.
Well, it wasn't on but for a second or two. You were late.
I was talking to Marty. I'm used to like 7-8
Hubbard
minute
Marty.
break. I'm used to like 7-8 minute breaks.
I think that was 7. It was a 6-minute clip, and then Ryan Kelly.
I apologize.
But yeah, that'll change eventually. Like, just give us a couple of days. It's the third day here, man. Come on.
Plowhawk, I'll notice this is an observation. I want to tell you, and we'll get back to Iggy being happy and hear his song. He threw his mask down.
Well, we can do it again.
We'll go back
You can
to
probably
it.
play it on YouTube. Hear it.
But and Iggy's going to tell us what happened when he went to register to run for mayor of Maryland Heights. But in my opinion, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong on this, you are in a better place mentally on January 6th, 2022 than on the day you were quote-unquote furloughed.
I would say 100% yes.
Okay,
Can you not tell?
That's what I would say. It seems like it's obvious, but maybe I just hadn't seen you at the board in 19, 20 months.
It's been a while.
And so my read could be wrong.
No, when you have a place buttoned up like this place is, you're not dealing with any outside noise. You just come in and do the show, which we love to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is, you can't replace that. You can't put a monetary value on.
That's the truth.
That.
So. Now you have all these buttons you're hitting. Have you ever been told you have magic fingers, boy?
I have not been told that. But again, getting more comfortable with it. I hope the volume is okay on the stream and the podcast and on the YouTube channel. But I'm super happy to come back. Knew there was some unfinished business here with us boys. So
Amen.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Unfinished business, Doug. The mission 2022.
Well, what business do we have still to finish?
Got email of the day coming up.
Okay.
Please the masses.
Now we need to tend to Iggy's unfinished business. He came back and he was not happy that his song had already been.
Well, I wasn't happy with myself that I missed it.
But you'd wandered into the wrong studio again and saw Marty.
No, I was talking to Marty and we were just kind of kibitzing.
Walked into the
what were you talking about that was so important that you showed up late again?
It's not your business.
Oh,
wow.
Iggy's trying to get on KSHE. That's what he was talking about.
I think that's what it is.
That's Marty's station, man.
Only if I can fill in one day.
I would love to hear it.
I told, I think I was talking to Courtney, and I was talking to Courtney and Kelly, who does the morning show in WIL. And I said, the good thing about coming over here, because I've turned down a couple of jobs.
You're just a little social butterfly around these hallways.
Well, I love talking to people.
Once you announced you were running for mayor, you really learned how to press the flesh.
Well, I've known Courtney for 30 years. I'd never met Kelly, though. And I said, the good thing about coming here, because there were a couple of times over the 30 years that I turned down a job because I would have been taking somebody else's job. And I would never do that.
No.
Here, we took no one's job.
That is true.
So that's cool. We didn't say, you're coming to do the morning show, but we're getting rid of this morning show.
Yeah,
we
that's
didn't have
one of
to
the good
do
things
that,
about
which was
this.
great. We didn't take anybody's job. We just kind of got to join the family of Hubbard. So that was cool. I don't know why I told this story.
It didn't really go anywhere.
It's a family atmosphere. I'm with you.
I agree with that. I don't know what prompted it, but it is an accurate statement.
I don't either.
If I were to make an observation about the sky at the moment and say, it's a little gray out today, it would be accurate, but it would be what I would call a non sequitur.
Right.
Oh, I think I was talking about if I filled in on Keishi. It's not like I'm taking John Euless' spot.
Right.
I would just fill in one day to do the Keishi Classic Show, and it's taped anyway. So, I mean...
I would love to hear you on there.
Oh, I would have so much fun. I would love to do it. And if I don't know if John... I guess John gets to pick out the majority of his music for that. It's not like all the songs are pre-programmed to play every Sunday. He gets to pick his own. So I'd like to pick out all the songs for a Sunday morning. And it's my ritual. I've been doing that for years. My ritual on Sunday morning is make a pot of Blue Mountain coffee.
Library.
And listen to Keishi Classic Show with John Hewlett. That's my morning routine on Sunday.
Now, what are you doing? You're just sitting on the couch listening?
Just relaxing, yeah. Blue Mountain is just for Sundays.
Why?
It's expensive, so I don't drink it every day, just on Sundays.
Okay.
So the plan is to take December and January off and return with Season 3 the week after the Super Bowl. The next 2 months are actually quite busy for me.
Thanks.
Yeah, still waiting for Season 4 3 years later.
He left us wanting more.
I guess we have to be careful talking about him now, don't we?
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Is he our consultant now?
I don't know how it works.
I don't either.
Is he our
I hope he don't see him, walk in one day. Got a meeting today about the show. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, that'd be
It
bad.
would be funny to see him outside the door with a little notepad and just during the segment, him just shaking his head.
That wouldn't be funny at all. That would be a nightmare.
Guys, it's clear everyone at Hubbard is already sick of Iggy, quote unquote, popping in to say hi. And clearly are locking him out of their studios. Take a hint, you senile Joe Dirt.
Oh.
I asked Marty, he said, I heard you say that the door was locked. He says, it's just a heavy door. Well, I pushed pretty hard. It wasn't going anywhere.
It's a heavy door attached to a deadbolt.
Yeah. He said Favaz doing a show this week. I haven't seen Favaz yet. Yeah, I'll go in there after the show.
I don't know who we're running into in the hallway because we're all wearing masks.
Yeah, I know. It's hard. I saw Kelly in the kitchen yesterday. I introduced my show. She goes, I'm Kelly. We met yesterday. I can't tell. The mask is all the way up to your eyeballs. I can't. I thought you were the receptionist. I can't tell.
Hey, Baghead, you going to offer Learn some of that trash fish you whipped up yesterday? And for Christ's sake, stop zipping your quarter zip to the top. You look like a troll. That's from Jackson's guy, Harrison's brother, Master. Is he on the top of the Mount Rushmore, Jackson?
Yeah.
Number
I
one.
agree with you there. I mean, it's a quarter zip. There's a reason it goes all the way up to the top in the wintertime, dumbass.
You lose a lot of heat in the neck. You lose a lot of heat in the neck.
Yeah, it's like a turtleneck.
Yeah, we're watching Dexter, and my girl loves when Dexter puts on that 3-button. It's similar to that, but instead of a zip, it's like a 3-button long-sleeve shirt.
Henley.
Henley. Is that what it's called? Okay.
She wants you to start wearing those.
I just don't have the cut.
What's wrong with the cut of your jib?
You need some muscle mass for tight shirts like that. I'm more of a hoodie, T-shirt guy.
I wear mine baggy.
Could you go into the kids section or the ladies section? And
that actually is a really good idea.
I don't know if I can get this in the camera or not, but you want to make fun of my...
Uh-oh, here we go.
My turtleneck.
Here we go. Watch on YouTube, youtube.com/TMS. Doug, he's got Ricky Fowler's Sunday shoes on.
Orange shoes.
Just move it to your... There. Yeah,
Nurse.
There we go. We got the
orange
soul.
Slippers.
Well, my YouTube feed is like 10 seconds behind because Iggy's just sitting there talking with what I'm watching right now.
Make fun of the polo shoes I'm wearing.
Doug, make fun of his polo.
They are polo.
Well, I see the little horseman on the back heel.
I'm going to have to stick around for the YouTube chat reaction to that moment. Why is there Jackson, are you on this like 10, 15-second delay?
Yeah.
But Doug is live.
Is he? I don't. Yeah. I can't. Why would he be like on it, but we're not?
Well, we're on our laptops, and he's on his phone.
I'm on my phone right now.
Man, hoes be crazy.
I think it's just naturally on delay. Like, I think that's just how it works. I don't know.
Wouldn't it have to be? I mean, we're still on radio, so there would be a delay. In case somebody cusses.
What clearance rack those shoes come from? That's from Gmo in the 407.
I think I might have got them on Black Friday or maybe Cyber Monday. I'm not sure.
Oh, so these are new.
Yeah,
relatively new.
Fairly new, yeah.
Oh.
They're kind of summer shoes, but...
Yeah.
Summer shoe.
I got new socks, too.
I see that.
Sharp look. It's a
Purple
sharp
polka
look.
dots.
I think it's a sharp look. Doug, we also deep teased this because we are getting better at teasing, and that is Iggy went to submit his application to run for mayor of Maryland Heights yesterday. I have no idea about this, and I have no idea what happened, so I anxiously await the story. Kind sir.
Not yesterday. I went last week because I had until, I think, I'm sorry.
Nurse?
I think I had till like December 28th to do it. So I did it right after Christmas, that Monday. And I went in to say I wanted to run for mayor, and the person told me, have you been a councilman before? An alderman or whatever it is, a councilman from, they have 4 wards in Maryland Heights. I'm in Ward 1. And I said, no. I said, this is my first time running. Well, I would suggest you run for a council seat.
Not interested in
because if
Trump didn't run for U.S. representative.
Because if you've never run for an office and all of a sudden you're going to run for mayor, you have no shot. I said, well, I don't think I'm going to win anyway. So, but nobody knows who you are. You can't run against this guy who's been there for like 8 terms. Everybody loves him. And you have no political background whatsoever in this city. So I believed him. I said, okay. I didn't sign up for anything.
So that'll wrap it up.
Come on.
It's a very brief anecdote.
That's not the way the system works. You're allowed to run for office.
I'm allowed to, yes, but he talked me out of it.
Why'd you let him? We got all these hats.
Well, they're not for the election, trust me.
He just told you didn't think you could win.
No, he gave me the paperwork and said, you know, you can do it. He said, but almost everybody starts by running for city council.
Well, you're not just anybody.
And I said, look, I'm doing it as a joke for the show, to be honest with you.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that.
That probably ended it.
Well, yeah, then he knew that we can't. What if he wins? This guy's going to be a disaster.
You still have the right to run.
Sure I do. I'm not blaming them. But then I started thinking about it. I said, you know, maybe just running for city council would be better. But then I said, what is the pay? And he told me $7,000.
So it's the same as this.
I said, no. At least mayor is $25,000.
Part-time or full-time? Part-time.
It's a part-time job. But city council, you have to go to all those meetings. Every time they have a board meeting of something, you have to go to them.
The mayor does as well, probably.
Yeah,
If you want this life, you know, it's not too hard to get it.
The mayor is making 25. I'm making 7. I still have to do all the same stuff. So I just decided against it. I said, no. And it's a 2-year thing. So in 2 years I can do it. But
no, we wanted it this year.
Well, so did I. And then I looked at all the paperwork, and I have to fill out affidavits and keep track of if I get any money for a fundraiser. I got to keep all these tax records, and
you weren't going to get any money.
I can barely fill it. I mean, Christy emailed me yesterday. I didn't fill out my Missouri W-4 form right. I had to go do that again. And I would have to take care of all of this, and if I make one mistake, I'm getting audited. But what about this? You didn't do this. You had to pay for this. That's just too much trouble.
Well, what are you going to do with it?
Never.
I think this was a mistake. I think that.
No, I think I made the right choice.
Are people in Maryland Heights unhappy that you've decided against?
They don't even know me.
Okay. All right.
I mean, the fan page are going to vote for me. I said, none of you people live in Maryland Heights.
Most of the fan page is Huntley.
Yeah. And Clayton and Ladue and.
That's an important area, though. Maryland Heights is an important region.
It is. It's a growing community.
Yeah.
Guys, the new studio situation you have is a glorified nursing home when the senile old fart isn't walking the halls chatting up the younger show hosts of other shows and boring their day with old war stories. He's taking naps. I think that's from Mr. Slave. Iggy, with all due respect, B, how hard could it be to keep track of your tax forms? That's from Mr. Nipples.
Pretty hard, obviously. I did it wrong. There's only 3 things to fill out. I guess I got 2 of them wrong. I don't know.
To redeem this offer.
No, so I just said, I'm not running this year.
Well, it's disappointing.
Not for me, really.
Celebrities are winning all over the place.
What if I'd have won? It
would have been even better.
It'd have been a work.
Iggy, we can do this. I will help you. Milty can do your MEC filings, and you will win. That's from the 618.
Well, it's too late now. I needed to register by the December 28th, and I didn't.
What are we going to do with the hats?
Well, we didn't sell them for that. They were good looking. And I find a little tough of grass. Look, the Inside STL made some money off my name. That's all
I
fine.
can tell you that is not the case. Inside STL is upside down, and I will be peeling off a check to cover the losses.
Well, you sold some hats. But yeah, it was something I was thinking about. But then the more I thought about it, it's just too much work.
Hey, Jackson, stop rubbing one out to videos of Michael Dixon running suicides and fix a damn delay on YouTube. That's from the St. Charles Hermaphrodite. Are you watching videos of Michael Dixon running suicides?
No. Is that available? Like, is there a video of that?
And you have the lights out in there?
Do I have the lights out where?
In your office?
No.
Okay, so you're not rubbing one out.
Oh.
See, I don't like that.
Gotta call Mark Hanna is what I gotta do.
What's the issue, Plowhawk?
I don't like having it completely dark when I'm doing that. There's a lot of dog toys, so like when I'm, moving around and
moving around.
What?
Phil.
Who walks around doing that?
I think my headphones went out. Sorry.
Nurse,
pop me down, Plowsy.
God Almighty!
Well, I thought I hit this. I thought I hit the talk back.
Are you watching the Michael Dixon suicides?
I gotta call Mark Hanna.
He definitely rubbed one out now. You could tell.
He is. I can tell he is.
He didn't want the mouth breathing.
That's going to be an issue here. We can't have one of our producers back there doing that in his own little studio.
Awesome.
Doug, I'd like to tell the audience about Fistful of Bourbon. How do you do?
I'm fine, thank you.
Pull out your snifter.
Okay.
Let me pour you a fistful of bourbon, utilizing knowledge learned from the longest-serving malt master in the history of whiskey. Our master blender has married 5 straight bourbons into one beautiful bottle. Flavors of honey, creamy vanilla, and the delicate light spices of cinnamon and nutmeg will invade our mouth holes. It will always taste damn fine neat and make one hell of a cocktail. It ain't just a bourbon, it's a damn fistful. Imported by William Grant & Sons, New York, New York. Don't be a damn fool. Enjoy it responsibly.
So dramatic.
Yep, no, that's a really good read.
Yeah.
I love a snifter.
Jackson saved the air check on that one.
I love snifters.
Why?
I don't know. I just love drinking like a scotch and water out of a snifter.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, Justin in Columbia has just struck. You know, Doug, he picks his spots.
Right.
He says, guys, so Iggy has made 2 pitches today about working for KG shortly after going on a rant about how he doesn't want to work hard and now wants to run for mayor after explaining how he doesn't understand how city government works and how it's too much work to fill out forms. Thanks. That's from Justin, and he's in Columbia.
Yeah, well, doing things with KG on a fill-in basis would be fun. It's not work. This isn't work. This job isn't work. It's fun.
So you're not about to take on anything else that would
being in politics would
work.
take some doing.
Yeah,
take some doing.
But you're electable. You've got that.
Jimmy, all right.
No, I don't want to do any work. When
Never?
it comes to this, no, not for that price. Not for $7,000 a year.
Well, 25 we were talking with.
I wasn't going to win the mayor's race.
We don't know that.
This guy is untouchable. I don't even remember his name.
We don't know that.
He's been around forever.
He's
Guys,
untouchable.
Whatever happened to that dude that flies the blimp and drops coupons for $5 off a Quiznos sub? Nathan from the East Side Alton. I was texting with Raby this morning, as a matter of fact. And Doug, I believe he's prepared an audio postcard today, is he not?
Has he?
Now, I know Mark Hanna's on hold, so we'll get to it. But is that correct, right? Am I right on it? Nurse? Does anybody see my nurse?
I don't know.
Jackson?
Yeah.
Are you talking to us or Hansy? Jackson, we hear you.
I know. Ravy made an audio postcard for us. We can play it tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, so I don't got that opened up.
Well, are you high right now?
Yeah. I just was hoping that it was something that I didn't need to open myself because I don't have it. So, all right, we're good.
We can do it tomorrow.
All right, perfect.
We need the Plowhawk on the board today on Balloon Party. We need Bruce to call in, and I think we would have our perfect storm.
Yes.
We'll turn in our key cards at 11:15, and
well, you didn't have time to smoke anything in the last break, did you?
no, I'm just saying it kind of comes and goes. I always like to come prepared.
I'd love to see the text line for that show.
I do take screenshots and post them on the fan page. Mark Hanna's on the line, and we are taking your two-part questions to talk it over. Oh, God, maybe it's Bruce again.
All right.
Mark, is that you?
It's not Bruce, it's Mark, but I can do my best.
Okay, well, that's good to hear.
Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies is making his first appearance on 105.7 HD2 FM, TMASTL.com, and YouTube.com/TMASTL. Mark, how wonderful does it feel?
I don't think I've ever been in HD. I don't think I've ever been on FM. I'm trying to be just like Tim. Whatever Tim does, I want to do. So, welcome to HDFM, Mark. Thanks so much. Good to have me.
That's right. That's right. He's exactly right. Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies. You can find him at evergreenstl.com or by calling 314-889-0503. All right, start of the year. Start of the year. Yeah. We talked about end of the year. What's the move for the start of the year?
Start of the year, it's time to actually take action on all of those promises that you made to yourself. Someday I'm going to get my finances in order. You know, after the holidays, after the first of the year, I'm going to start to get my finances situated. I'm going to get this financial plan problem figured out. Now's the time to take action. It's going to take making that leap, making the call, getting a hold of me. The process is easy. The first conversation, it's 10, 15 minutes. It's just about getting to understand about what your concerns are, and then I walk you through the whole process from there. It's something that's important, so it's not going to take only a few minutes. It's going to take a few conversations, but I'll walk you through the whole thing, and I'll make sure that your financial planning process fits into your life and doesn't take over your life, to give you the confidence that you know you're on the right track for your goal. So imagine how good it would feel January of 2023 to know that you're on track. Well, if you start now, you'll have it far sooner than then, but you got to think ahead. You got to start to plan for it. And so now's the time to make that leap and make that call.
Now's the time to do it.
Yeah.
You'll be so happy when you talk to Mark Hanna. It's a promise I can make you. 314-889-0503 or go online at evergreenstl.com. Iggy, I guess, had to run to the restroom. Doug, or maybe he's got an assignment that Jackson
probably assignment
gave him. But this is from Sister Patricia, who was his principal at Magdalen 50 years ago. Mark, I live in Springfield, Missouri, but my wife and I are finally in a good position and are looking for a financial planner. Do you take clients that are long distance? Also, I want to support the sponsors, and I love your insight. Does it make sense for me to start investing when I'm 150 years old? That's from Sister Patricia.
If you are 150 years old and you have face like leather, you should take advantage of that matching on your 401k at that new company you just went to work for. I think I heard something about that on the show earlier this week.
Yeah, I've never seen anybody more unhappy to find out there was a 401k with a match than Ken Strode.
The lack of worry on the part of two people on the dais, it's really impressive. I mean, Tim, you've said many times over how Darren Plowsy is your hero.
He is.
And it's
I envy
true.
the
He's just a happy guy without any worries. No, I worry about his future, but that's a different conversation.
Me too, Mark.
Well, Iggy's not worried about his. No. Savings? Nah, it's overrated. 401ks, IRAs, who needs them when you get older?
Attaboy, Iggy, keep up the good work. Yeah. As far as long distance, I have clients all over the country because everything I do is done virtually. You never have to see my ugly mug. I'll turn my camera on the virtual meetings that we do, but no matter where you are, we can do those meetings and we can walk through everything that way. That's all part of making sure it fits into your life, so it's not like you're having to shuttle back and forth to some stupid office and sit across from me and have to smell my bad breath. It's all done right there on the computer.
Iggy is back in case he does have any questions about that 401k with the match. We got this one here, and this gentleman says this is a real question. Would it be possible to turn $400,000 cash into $800,000 in 6 years when I want to retire?
I love the question, so I will answer that yes, it is possible. You would have to get 12% return per year in order to make that happen. So that is certainly possible. The challenge is it the right thing to try to do that? Because the last thing that I would want to see happen is for you to have 400,000, and in the effort to turn it into something significantly more, if you get caught with one of those temporary declines in the market at the wrong time, right when you need it, and 400,000 turns into 300,000, I would wonder, what do you do then? So I am the last one to ever speculate about what's going to happen in the short term. I have absolutely no idea, and no one does, about what might happen with investments over the next 6 years. There's absolutely no proof that anybody can consistently forecast. So don't even try to do that. Instead, let's look at what are the right prudent moves, what's going to prepare you best. And if that happens, that's terrific. Maybe that can happen. It's certainly well within the bounds of possibility, and it has happened over the last 6 years. Will it happen again? Hard to say.
One final question, and this is another kind of an investment question. A question for Mark: is it wise to liquidate my children's 529 plan balances to invest in a little startup that takes in gently used Sibians and refurbishes them for resale?
Come on!
Potential angel investors are projecting a JHE standard 67% return on investment. Wow, Doug, I feel like I should put some money into these gently used Sibians.
Yeah, the more you think about it, yeah.
Gently.
I was talking just yesterday with the Webster Walrus about his gently used Sibian collection. And he was talking about the good prices that are out there. So as far as liquidating the 529s, let's be careful about that. But maybe if you can find some other resources, it might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, so he likes it. You
Yeah,
like the
I mean,
idea?
I think it's because they're gently used. I think that's the reason.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, that's a more aggressive market than the used car market right now.
They can
so
be
I think-
detailed, apparently.
What I wonder about is what's the difference between gently and really used well. I'd really like to understand that.
Probably the texture and the color, I would assume.
Mark Hannes with Evergreen Wealth Strategies, 314-889-0503. Give him a call or go online at evergreenstl.com. Mark Hanna, Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Thank you, Mark.
Stay warm, boys.
There
All
he
right,
is.
thank you,
I can
Hansie.
Clip that off. I like that. Had a naughty overtone to it.
How cold is it out there now? It's 18,
What do you got on your Stroadcast, bro?
18,
Yeah, it's going to be chilly today.
Okay.
I mean, it's not going to get up. It's not even going to reach 20 today, I don't believe.
You got any snow in the forecast? There was talk at one time.
Yeah,
on
and
Thursday.
I told you no snow, and then.
Well, don't get mad. We're just asking.
It snowed this morning.
But that's not snow on the ground. It's
There was snow on the ground.
It's frost.
It wasn't frost. It was snow.
Frost. Just it was cold and it frosted up.
I don't know about that power Doppler you got.
But I told you there'd be no snow, and then they all changed it. If you look in the forecast now, they're barely saying flurries, so it's not going to snow. But tomorrow's going to be really chilly. You get up tomorrow, it's going to be single digits, as I told you. And then the weekend's going to warm up. And I think for next week, I'm seeing 20s, 30s, and 40s. So that's going to be another 10 days out of January without any really terrible weather. So.
I mean, Doug, how many days for the Masters are we now? 94, am I right?
I don't know. I don't pay attention.
I mean, I think we're almost out of the woods at this point.
Oh, don't.
No, we're not out of the woods. There's going to be some terrible days. But,
what?
I would think.
Weather-wise, yeah.
All of February.
But you look at it, you know, if my Doppler's right, and it is 99.9% of the time.
It is.
We'll be almost to January 20th without a significant day of, ice and 0 degrees and below zero wind chills.
We got it now. Today.
It's like
It's
50.
18?
No, that's not below zero and zero.
See, Doug?
I'm talking about
freezing.
bone chilling. I'm talking about bone chilling. 0 degrees with a wind chill of minus 18.
It's getting down to 5 tomorrow.
All right. I said pretty much. I didn't say
Is that
like
bone
weeks
chilling?
and weeks gone.
Oh.
We'll be into like January 20th. We'll only have like another month and a half to get through the woods, and we really haven't had any bad days, so
Yeah.
we've been lucky.
We haven't had any horrible days, that's for sure.
No, and we're almost middle through January by the time my Doppler runs out.
So, Doug, you should feel good about it. We're only would you say 96 days away from the Masters? So we're.
I don't know how many days.
Now,
I do
last
feel
year-
it has been pretty good so far.
Now, last year, if my Doppler is correct, because I printed out the data, last year March was the coldest month of the year.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think March's average temperature last year was like 28.
Average temperature?
Yeah, for March, and I think even January was like 32 or 33. So March was the coldest month of the year last year, if my Doppler's correct. And it usually is.
It is. 99% of the time that Doppler is going to be correct. Breaking Mizzou football news. Plowhawk, this will put you on alert.
Nice.
Doug, you familiar with Mekhi Wingo?
You sure? St. Louis U High, right?
He is transferring.
What? Didn't he start last year?
The St. Louis native, this is per Power Mizzou. Colonel, native, the Colonel posts big news, and not in a good way. The St. Louis native was the first high school prospect to commit to Missouri following the hire of Eli Drinkwitz.
Where's he heading?
No announcement yet.
To the portal?
As to where.
Don't you just go into a portal and then wait for offers? Is that how that works?
Honestly, I'm not sure if he has announced where he's going. I just saw it pop up moments ago from the Colonel.
Sean Robinson's also entering the transfer portal.
Yep. Doug, he was a quarterback, then he was a nickelback.
How does he still have eligibility?
Yeah, I thought he was like
a grad transfer. He has 1 year left.
Oh.
He participated in senior day festivities before the Florida game.
COVID year makes everything different.
Plowhawk, your analysis of this move.
I'm shocked. He was an all-SEC freshman. I mean, you could have probably penciled him in as a second-team all-SEC kind of guy for next year. And they're relatively young. I know most of the recruiting classes on the D-line this coming season, but there's real no competition. He started all but one game last year. I mean, I'm shocked. I love the transfer portal. I love the free agency style of college football. I'm still surprised about some of the situations like this one where he's pretty much penciled in starting the next 2 years before going to the draft. Little weird.
Well, he probably thinks he can start wherever he goes.
And he probably correct on that for most teams. Maybe not a Georgia, but I'm shocked. That is a huge loss to a, pretty terrible run defense last year.
Yeah, to say the least.
The Colonel says it is shocking to everyone.
It's crazy.
Well, you never know what's going on in guys' personal lives. He may not have liked his position coach or not liked where he was living or had a girlfriend he's upset with. You just don't know. You don't know.
You're allowed to get money now as a player, whether it be from boosters or advertising. Are you allowed to have an agent or not?
No.
Okay.
So you got to find these deals on your own.
Yeah, I was saying it'd be a different story if you have an agent and says, hey, get out of Mizzou. I just talked to Utah State. They're going to give you this. Okay, I'm entering the portal.
If I'm a coach, this would be the time where I would get pissed. You could probably see the writing on the wall like a Bazelak. I think everybody knew he was going to transfer. Guys like that, if they lose a coach, you could probably see a transfer happening. The ones that are the surprising ones are these. You got a great recruiting class coming in. You got a lot of starters returning. You got a great head coach. You would assume that spot would be a perfect scenario for him to, continue to
So
develop.
you just called Eli Drinkwitz a great head coach.
Not on the field coach, but you can't deny what he does in the households of high schoolers. I mean, he can recruit. No question about that.
It's a Plowhawk endorsement, as far as I'm concerned.
Again, X's and O's, I would say that's still up in the air in terms of coaching for him in the SEC.
So now Mizzou has two great recruiters that we don't know if they can coach or not.
True.
Well, with this new system, anytime somebody has a problem, it's going to be pretty easy for them to get frustrated and say, I'm out of here. Go on Twitter and say, I'm out of here. Let the recruiting begin.
One of the things I'm planning on discussing on Balloon Party here in 15 minutes on 101 ESPN, Paul Feinbaum said what we were talking about yesterday with the situation at Oklahoma with Williams entering the portal is one of the biggest moments in college football history because now you have free agency in college football. That's what it is. It's not like he's saying, I'm not going to play at Oklahoma, but he's saying, well, let me see what happened. Here's the guy replacing the Heisman Trophy favorite. I mean, 4 months ago at this time, Spencer Rattler was the Heisman Trophy favorite. He's already gone to South Carolina, the guy who took over for him and led them to a bowl win, a good season, not a great by Oklahoma standard season, is just out there taking bids, and that's what you have. And while I love college football, and I'm happy that the players can rightfully get paid, I'm just curious as to how this is actually going to play out and what we'll be saying about it in 2 years if you essentially have annual free agency for players.
Now, this may have changed, and I could be just dumb, but back before pre-COVID, when you transferred, you sat out a year. Is that coming back into play ever in college football, or is there a transfer play immediately?
You can transfer and play immediately one time.
See, I like the sitting out a year. You're able to transfer, but it's not hopping from team to team because you do have to sit out that year. So if you go to 3 teams.
But coaches don't have to sit
And
out.
that's exactly what I was about to say.
Again,
that's the issue.
I'm a player's first guy when it comes to college football, but I guess you just got to kind of deal with the good and the bad. Your team could be getting a lot of transfers, and also your team could be losing a lot as well.
We do have to get to our design, air, heating, and cooling email. Before we do, let me tell the people about Stratum Structural Systems. I met with Matt Ford and Brett Groman yesterday. Great to see him. Just the best. Doug, I'm going to say the great Brett Groman.
The great one.
And Matt Ford.
Well, sure. I think they've earned that.
Now, that doesn't mean that Matt Ford is not great. It's just I'm saying the great Brett Groman.
Okay. I don't think Ford will be upset with you.
I don't think so.
No.
But I know my Venmo is happy with Brett for the payoff to say it.
All right. Okay.
Stratum Structural Systems. I am a client. I wouldn't rave about them if I wasn't a fan. That's just the way that it is. Listen, if I'm going to say I personally do business with somebody and I think highly of them, I'm not going to just say it for anybody. Stratum Structural Systems saved the day for our home when we had a waterproofing issue. And when Matt Ford came over, and even though he's great, he's not the great Brett Groman, he fixed it quick, fast, in a hurry, and it was over. And so you go from something owning your life to something that's just over just that quick, because they are the best. Stratum is the best. The word of mouth is traveling in the St. Louis metropolitan area. They are located in Chesterfield, Missouri, and Columbia, Illinois. It's Stratum Structural Systems online. It's stratumrepair.com. And when you give them a call, let them know you are a Ryan Kelly Morning After listener. And the next thing you know, Jack, you get $100 off your repair project. It's that simple. Work with the best for any waterproofing or foundation repair needs. That's Stratum Structural Systems online. It's stratumrepair.com. Stratum Structural Systems, 314-620-8153. 314-620-8153. And then you say, hey, I'm a Ryan Kelly Morning After listener. And then they'll go, oh, you're a friend of the Feather. And then you get $100 off, just like that.
Nice.
Yep. That's the power of the show. Nice. Brett just texted me asking for my Venmo. See?
He's going to send you more money.
This is my new way to handle payola, Iggy. Since it's not allowed here. It's just going to be just sponsors Venmoing me.
I better contact all of mine.
We can do that? That's okay? I guess if the college football players can bounce around like that and be free agents, why can't we?
We have our own NIL now.
Yeah, Darren Dash Atkins.
There it is. See?
What's up?
I just haven't,
mumbled your way through your Venmo plan.
I just haven't contacted the station. I had a guy who wants to, from a travel agency, wanted to put together a bring-along for next year's Mayakoba. And
wow.
And I said, contact the station. I said, I guarantee you we'll bring people. Because it'd be a week down in Mexico playing golf and then going to the Mayakoba.
Doug, let's go.
What's the Mayakoba?
It's a tournament. And when is that? November-ish?
It's a golf tournament.
Yeah. Down when it gets a little chilly here. It's nice and warm down there. And I said, just call the station, talk to the sales rep, tell them what you want to do, and
we have a great sales staff here.
Help you out. Yeah, so
we have such a good sales staff.
We could do the show there every day.
The salespeople are going to want to go.
Well, they'll be the ones putting it together.
Sure.
Normally, I would say, yeah, let's sit down and we'll talk, but I can't do that anymore.
No, your hands are tied.
No, talk to one of the great sales staff we have here and put it together. We do a week-long show down there, bring 50 people down with us to play golf, and everybody wins.
Nice. All right, we'll do that for November.
Okay.
Check that out. Time for the design, air, heating, and cooling meal today. Hey, guys, what are we talking about? Oh, the title sponsor of the show, the man who pays the salary that barely keeps me from stumbling into the kind of poverty and old age you only see in a Dickens novel.
That's old.
And who provides me the opportunity to collect a paycheck whilst I old man list about the halls of the Hubbard Studios, interrupting people who barely ever knew me, like the ghost of a radio career gone poorly past is on the line to sell some mortgages. Well, that's cool, but did you all know I'm getting real banty on the Hedonism fan page? What's that, Timmy? You can hear typing again? Oh, don't worry about that. It's just one of our seemingly endless stable of wispy voice, beta cock, show twinks refusing to pot down their mic as they touch themselves and type up some sort of completely unnecessary show notes. Oh, look, a sad, sloppy a-hole pretending he needs a mortgage. Just sent a 15-paragraph piece of trash about the time he was a she and engaged a 9-person plastic sheet orgy somewhere on the banks of the Ohio River. And Tim is going to needlessly read this garbage to its full conclusion over FM airwaves, because why the hell stop now? What's that, Doug? Do I think she's real? Of course I do. How else could I use this later? And now look, that guy who was outed as being a fake gay man about 3 years ago is back to have a conversation.
And we just let him go.
As if nothing out of the ordinary ever happened at all. And I'm so dizzy with old age and poor living that I'm going to forget that this is actually a joke and ask that son of a bitch why he never got me my bottle of Lady Gaga's toilet wine. The bar is called Joanne's, Bruce, and if you don't mind, just pick me 7 or 8 bottles up and mail them to the Hubbard corporate offices, care of Unhinged Interloper. That should do the trick. Thanks. That's from Timmy Tom Tom.
Timmy Tom Tom.
My God, Doug.
Welcome back.
The long email, but he hit some important points.
So last night, Mima and Paul got into a pretty heated argument over the show 24. Paul thought it was extremely unrealistic that Jack never went to the bathroom. Mima, who is now 103 years old, said he probably did it when he wasn't on the air. I thought it was a reasonable response, but Paul then proceeded to call Mima a dirty name. It's tough because that's also true. But, for example, the last 5 nights, Paul has been very worried about our dog that only follows Mima around. Mima has had several gentlemen over, and she goes into a room with these guys. Every night, Paul says, "Hey, Phil, do you hear that again?" Mima's constantly smacking that dog's belly. Smack, 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 smack. I'm sure he likes to be pet, but not for that long and that hard. I don't know how to respond to him. He thinks Mima's hand is smacking the dog's stomach for hours upon hours. I don't know how to tell him that that's Mima's room is called the train station.
Oh.
Doug, any advice? Thanks. It's from Hey Phil.
How old is she?
Phil.
103.
103. Still active, the old gal.
Just had breast implants done.
That's
too,
correct.
I believe.
At 98, I think it was
That looks good. That looks good.
Lauren, I could tell something was wrong with him because his large intestine normally does a good job of removing boy water from his undigested General Tso's chicken. But today, the treat he deposited on my chest was runny, acidic, and had an odor that reminded him of a Brazier's flat top that was used to cook hamburgers outside of Dennis Hoff's Bunny Ranch. My chest began to break out in a rash, but he followed up with the golden stream originating in his kidney, which soothed my skin, and my pant now smelled like topsoil.
Oh.
He was chosen for his colon. Think about it, Doug. That's from Tunnels Talty.
I didn't like it. Tunnels Talty got suspended for saying chosen for his colon. Suspended a period of 2 days' time. His name has gone into the leather-bound suspension log. You won't feel very well.
I was breastfeeding my Uncle Gene the other day when he looked up to me with his big dewy eyes.
Wait, what was the first sentence there?
And in van. You know, I got to hustle. I got to get on 101 here in 2 minutes. It's a very aggressive, it's like a Clark Kent thing.
Sure.
I was breastfeeding my Uncle Gene the other day when he looked up to me with his big dewy eyes like he had an upset tummy. As I attempted to burp him, he whispered in my ear, "If anyone asks if you are into me, never give them a straight answer. Skate boys skate." That's from Casimir Pulaski, commander of the horse.
I like the briefness of the email.
And finally, gentlemen, good morning. So we're just pretending like you didn't take a 20-minute call from a gay socialite party planner that you know isn't a gay socialite party planner, but you just kind of went along with it when everyone found out Iggy was late-night Snapchatting married listeners' wives with bedazzled Brazzers masks shoved in his mouth. And that improv you did on trying to Google Teddy Tugboat in real life while one producer was button mashing and the other lost his skull candies again. Boy, that sketches and bit thing has really taken off, hasn't it? You guys are basically like the groundlings of morning radio now. Anyway, speaking of senility, Marty Horowitz over at Table 4 is taking a breather from the morning bagel bite supper entree here at the Sharkle House. At his request, you guys strap some GoPros on the lapels of the youth-size Hollister T-shirts and oversized eyes-on tarps your producers wear so we can follow along like Blair Witch when they get up mid-segment to jiggle handles of locked doors. drivers aimlessly wander into studios and get lost on elevators like senile escapees. Thanks, that's Vishnu and Randy Character. And Doug, that's who we have.
Vishnu.
Designer. What do you got? We got to go.
I'd say Timmy Tom Tom.
Timmy Tom Tom.
Timmy Tom Tom has won the Design Air Heating and Cooling Email of the Day. Time for us to shut it down for the Plowhawk for Action Jackson, Virgin Pringles, Sauce Boss for Kenneth Iggy Strode, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Elvin Vaughn. I'm Tim McKernan. This has been the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 HD2 FM, TMASTL.com, and YouTube.com/TMASTL.
KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. Your home for the Morning After and TMA all day. Stream